Hammer and Reap is first to the stream.
Everyone, welcome back to the early stream. Welcome back. Care to explain? Well, I was about to. So here's the thing. I was ready a little bit early tonight, and I was about to start doing work on Tomb of Vercilias, and I was like, I might as well just go live 30 minutes early, and you know, we can work on it together. So I'm starting a little bit early, so I apologize if I have thrown anybody's schedule off. If starting 30 minutes early is the absolute worst thing in the world, let me know, and maybe I won't do it again. Maybe. We'll see. But I also will probably not go until 12:30 like the usual. I might stop earlier. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I will probably still do roughly the 4 hours though. So anyway, but yeah. So just kind of starting a little bit early tonight because I was like, you know what, I'm ready. I was ready for the stream to start, and I was like, I could either start doing work or just get started.
I was just listening to the MLS season opener. Oh, Sounders are winning.
Hey, nice. Yeah, very exciting stuff. I also knew that if I started later, then people would probably be a little bit too distracted with the season finale of the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So I had to start now so I could compete with the season finale of Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So there we go. That's so yeah, should be a good time. Anyway, hope everyone had an absolutely fantastic weekend. Cameron, congratulations on being first. Very nicely done. But that guy on the interwebs, you were so close to being first. And but yeah, Seelick, I am so sorry for throwing your day off. But you were almost first. That guy on the interwebs, so close. In spirit, exactly, in spirit. Care to explain? Anyway, I have to check on my hostages of the people who don't worship my god. Bye. Okay, fair. Yeah, go make sure they're all right. Go make sure they've got some good food and water so they don't die. You know, if you're gonna have hostages, you might as well keep them alive, right? So, yeah, most normal Twitch message. Most normal message. But will the stream be just as long? Yes, I will probably still, I probably still won't go as late, but I'll still probably stream for at least, 3.5, 4 hours as per usual. Yeah, so everything should be fine. Like I'm not sick. I'm like nothing is wrong. I was like, you know what? I'm ready to start streaming. I'm ready to start working. So might as well hit the go live button 30 minutes early and just see what happens. Let's see here. The guy on the interwebs is at a 3-stream streak. Not bad at all. Well, thank you so much for watching 3 streams in a row. Very nicely done. Thank you so much for streaking here in the stream. Remember, everybody, if you're gonna streak anywhere, make sure to streak here in the stream. So I do appreciate that. I got a stream streak. Let's see. Now you're getting it. It was just listening to MLS season opener. Sounders are winning. I'm glad they are. How is the text-to-speech out of stock? Is the stock 1? No, so there is a cooldown. So there's a 5-minute cooldown. So after someone else does a text-to-speech, then there's a 5-minute cooldown. So I think there's a 5-minute cooldown for everybody. So if anyone does it, then it's on a cooldown for everybody. And I'm pretty sure that everybody has like a limit of like 5 text-to-speeches per stream. So you should be good. So yeah, LBT James says, yo, welcome, glad you're here instead of watching the season finale of Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. So thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. Hopefully you had an absolutely fantastic weekend. That guy on the interweb says, me when I worship 100 gods. Exactly. All right, everybody, let's take a quick look at art, since as you can see, we've got art pulled up. I did not want to keep Cameron waiting, so we're gonna look at art first and foremost going into this stream, and then we're gonna jump in and we're gonna start looking at stuff, because I did have some time and I did get some stuff done over this weekend. I may have put off making another episode for my YouTube channel a little bit, But for anyone who is following along with my JavaScript series on YouTube, let me just pull this up really quickly, just so I can show, so I can prove
PhD
and show.
guy on the interwebs turned Moonman into a PNG.
I am now an inverted PNG.
I am an inverted PNG with the voice of God. This is the absolute most beautiful thing in the whole freaking world. I'm so happy about this. This is great. This is absolutely fantastic. All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me just get this pulled over. I don't think there's anything on here that would be a bad thing. I don't think
so. And by bad thing, well, that was a weird sound. I don't think I've ever heard it go from voice of God jumping up to the whatever I call this voice. But there we go. Yeah, good times, good times. All right, let's see. So, yeah, I think
we should be good to just kind of pull this over here, and you can see I can prove to everybody who is waiting this freaking script. This is the script for my JavaScript, for my variables video to teach how to do variables with JavaScript in RPG Maker. So it is going to be a very long episode, and I have had to write and rewrite this a few times. So I promise it's coming along. There's just a lot. There's so much in here showing not only like what the eventing is, right? Because like obviously like I want to go into, you know, how to actually event, what a script actually means and what it does. And then of course you got all the actual JavaScript stuff on like how to make it work and all that. It's a lot. It is a very long script, and so I finally got to finish over the weekend. So I promise I have been working on it. It's a very long script, and now I need to actually record it and put it all into a video, and yeah, should be a good time. So anyway, yeah. So I did that over the weekend, and then also worked a bit on Tomb of Vercilias. So that I did get some stuff done. But I was like, all right. Anyway, enough with all that introduction and stuff like that. So anyway, Cameron says, congrats, you get to see my post my art. Hey, there we go. Oh my gosh, Cameron, she looks fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. Love all the details with the face. Holy smokes. Her outfit is fantastic, top notch. Love the skirt. Love all the tassels coming off the skirt. Yeah, she is fantastic. Very nicely done. Yeah, absolutely beautiful stuff. 10 out of 10. Beautiful. And then we've got, let's see, here's the new OC Caro holding her cat. Intaro. That one. Intero. But looks absolutely fantastic. I do love the matching, like, what the freak is it called? Bracelet, the matching bracelet with like the matching, I'm assuming some kind of decorative thing on the tail. I'm guessing that's not a part of the tail. If it is though, that's pretty cool. I do like that. What is going on with the elbow though? I'm assuming that's intentional. But what is going on? I gotta know. I gotta know what's going on here with the elbow. Yeah, beautiful stuff, Cameron. I will need that explanation though. I need to catch up on Traders. Started watching Mighty 9. Oh, Mighty 9 is a good one. Helium 2. Ah, yes, that's right. Helium. That's what it was called. Drago G, welcome. Glad you're here. Cameron says, how do you pronounce... I don't know. I don't know what that is. Is that a brick? It looks like a brick up here.
THT guy on the interwebs says... Me checking on my 500 people who don't worship Radi. Is the UHM voice thing still broken on this guy? Oh whatever, LOL, who the heck is the prototype god, these gods?
Well, it seems like it's working now. Seems like we're good to go now. That is a lot of people though. That I did not realize you had that many hostages. That's a lot of hostages. Good freaking heavens. Well, I hope they're all doing okay. Anyway, yeah, so up here, it looks like a brick, but then in the chat, it does not look like a brick, and when I hover over it, it doesn't tell me anything. So I'm gonna say brick. It looks like a brick to me. In lore, his tail tufts are because Carl is queer. Oh, gotcha. All right, fair. No swee. No, for real. Who is the prototype? This asshole or whatever, they will be converted. I don't get what you're meaning. I have no idea what you're talking about. The mark on the arm, on her arm, is her crystal smudge. Oh, gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, beautiful stuff. Love it. Absolutely love it, Cameron. Her skin, there is literally crystal. Oh, that's kind of fun. I like that. Oh my god. Oh. Everybody, calm down. Calm down. There is among us an amazing, fantastic individual who we have missed dearly. Jesse, welcome back. Welcome back, Jesse. Oh my goodness. Jesse says, hi, Moon Man and Space Crew. Jesse, I thought you had fallen off the face of the earth. I was getting worried. We were going to send out a search party. I was already having your face printed on milk cartons. Where have you been? This is how much I have missed you. I am now inverted. Oh my goodness. Oh, Jesse, I'm so glad that you're back. Welcome back. I hope that I am now a PNG. I'm now a PNG. Jesse, I hope that everything is going well for you. I hope that life is going well. Yeah, hopefully everything is all right for you. I hope. That's so nice of you. Hey, you are one of the OGs, and so when one of the OGs goes missing, I get very concerned. So I'm a mother, and you are my baby birds. And I get very worried when my baby birds go missing. So I'm glad to see you again. I'm glad to see you are alive and hopefully well. Hopefully well and alive. Just been super busy and exhausted. This weekend has been crazy too. Totally understandable. I get it. No worries at all. Well, you have been missed. We have definitely missed you here. Your name has been come up a time or two over the past weeks, if not months. I'm trying to remember the last time that you were here. It's been so long. But I'm glad to see you back. Glad to see you back. Glad to see you are alive. Even though it sounds like you are exhausted and a little bit stressed, hopefully that will pass soon. I hope. Either way, I'm glad to see you here again. So welcome. Hopefully you can get some good rest tonight, though. Fingers crossed. Cameron says, you'll note on her formal art that it has spread to her hip as well. Oh. This one? Oh, is that what that is? Ah, okay, all right. I like it. Formal art is the first, meant to say, formal outfit. I got you. I know what you're talking about. All right, well, let's jump in here. I just threw my mouse across my desk. Let's just jump in here and we're going to take a look and kind of see what's been going on. So, like I said, I had a little bit of time over the weekend. I did do a couple things.
Benedict says, sup nerds, I'm here to streak and run, as in playing Magic with my friend.
Totally understandable. Thank you so much for the streak, Axel. I do appreciate that. Hopefully you have an absolute blast of a time playing some Magic. Are you going to be using your new decks? Hopefully. Looks like someone needs your attention in off topic. Really? What's going on in off topic? What do we got here? Oh my gosh. I have been... Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I need to go back and look at some stuff. I apparently have missed so much stuff. Holy smokes. What do we got here? I win. Wait, what? Axel! Oh my gosh. Holy smokes! Wait. Is that 5.3 million revenue? That's pretty crazy. That is pretty nuts. Holy smokes. Dakota, I'm definitely going to be coming back and looking at this. I do need to look at that. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Doubling my highest score like it's nothing. 10 million. Oh my gosh, Axel. That is insane. Oh my gosh. You paid taxes? Unprotos your type. I get it. That is crazy though. Axel. Oh my gosh, that is wild. My new deck are awesome. That is good to hear. I'm glad that they turned out all right. I'm glad that they did. Okay, all right. Well then, let's jump in and let's take a look at stuff. So, yeah, so got a couple things added, a couple things changed. So as you can see, there's now these little green buttons down here. That is because I was realizing, I was like, I do eventually want to have it fully compatible with so you can just use the keyboard or you can use just the mouse. And I also needed to make it at least completely keyboard compatible so you can kind of like convert those keys to a controller. So for now, it was just kind of like one of those extra things. So now instead of having to hover over and click one of these things, you can press one of the keys on the keyboard and it'll pick an item for you. So that's, you know, exciting times, I suppose. Let's see what else. So I've also been going through and I've been trying to get the current perk cards that we have in here working fully with the new system and all that fun stuff. So I think at this point, I think I've got 4 out of the 6 good to go. So we have Axel's Wheel of Cheese. If you weren't here on the previous dev streams on Tuesday, we finally have Axel's Wheel of Cheese in here. So now Axel's Wheel of Cheese, it increases all your elemental damage by 5% and you lose 15% of your max HP. And I finally got all those stats actually working. So as you can see, my HP is 25. So if I click on this, it then drops down to 21. But all of my other skills are up to 2 instead of just being 1. So it was a little bit more challenging than I would like to admit to figure out how to get it so that, yeah, because basically when you're working with really small numbers and you're doing smaller percentages, you have to both round up and round down to make things actually look like they're taking effect. Because here's the thing, if I added, so yeah, as you can see, this one increases all your elemental damage by 5%. So let's just say if you were to add 5% to 1, it's gonna look like it does nothing, because 5%, like adding 5% to 1 is, it would be like, what, 1.05? So, you know, it would not really do a whole lot more damage, especially because I want to be working out of like whole numbers, right? I don't want to be doing fractions and all that stuff. So, you know, definitely needed to go in and make sure that I was rounding up if I was adding and then rounding down if I was taking away. Because again, if you are subtracting, like if you're just saying, hey, round to the nearest whole number, and if you're like, hey, you know, subtract your pyro damage by 10%, it's going to put it down to 0.9, but then it's going to round back up to 1. So it's like, okay. So yeah, so basically the way that I had to just do some weird if-else statements to then have it be, if it is subtracting anything, then it rounds to the nearest whole number. It rounds down to the nearest whole number. And then if it is adding anything, then it rounds up to the nearest whole number. So got all that working and figured out. So now, you know, HP is now taking effect with the items and all that fun stuff. So let's see what else we got. So the Spike Pauldron is not done. Fairly's Fantastic Scroll, this one is completely done. I think we did that on stream, so that one's good to go. Nick's Hat of Divine Wisdom is done. I did also go through and I updated the art of Nick's Hat of Divine Wisdom because the previous one I was not a huge fan. Like, it looked good, don't get me wrong, like it was fine. I'm not a fan because I think what happened, I think that Nick made the icon. No, did Nick? Now I can't remember. Now I cannot remember. Did Nick make the icon and then I recreated it slightly because I needed to change its resolution? Either way, I don't think that Nick made it. And if you did, Nick, this is no bash on the icon that you created at all. But let me just get this pulled up right here real quick. So if we go over here to perk. So this was, what am I doing? So this was the old Nick's Hat of Divine Wisdom. Like, looks fine. Yeah, nothing too crazy. But I was like, you know what? I don't know. I was like, I feel like the hat could look better. So now this is what the hat looks like. So yes, that was the old one, and this is the new one. So I feel like it looks better, the new one. So let me know what you think. Hopefully you will also feel the same. But yeah, I feel like going from this one to this one, like, again, nothing wrong with this one. Like, this one looks totally fine and nothing wrong with it. But I do feel like the new one just kind of looks and feels a little bit better. So anyway, updated the icon there, so that is good to go. We've got a nice new icon there. And yeah, let's see. And then we also got the rest of the other things going. So Mathra's Ale-Soaked Gauntlets is good to go. So it is now increasing your... And so here's the thing. All right, so I'm going to read this off, and I need everybody to let me know what they think if this sounds correct, right? So it says, these fists pack an extra powerful punch when you get a blackjack, but you may also draw 2 cards on accident. And then so the perk is blackjacks will do a 3x damage, and then the debuff is 2% chance of drawing an additional card, right? That's what we had in there before. But I do know that we had a little bit of back and forth discussion like 2 weeks ago or something like that about the actual mathematics behind the blackjacks will do 3x damage. If you hear that do you think if you get a blackjack, you are going to be doing 3 times the amount of damage you normally would, or not? Because in my head, when I read that, I just want to make sure that, like, for some reason, like, I'm not seeing it in my head as being like, oh yeah, you know, if you get this, you're doing 3x damage, when like someone else is reading it to potentially do something else. So let me know what you think as you read it, and we'll just kind of see what's going on. Cameron says, now all 3 fractured sisters have girlfriends. Nice. Corin and Caro, Mira and Amazon, and Kira and Nevia. Navia? I think Navia. Very nice though. There should be a money pun on Axel's item. We could do something like that. Well, the pun here, if you could call it a pun, is just this cheese increases all elemental damage by 5%, but it's such sharp cheddar you'll cut yourself just by looking at it, because you know it's sharp cheddar. Get it? I was gonna completely change it, but then Axel kind of pointed out, he's like, no, this would be absolutely fantastic. What you need to do is just say that it is sharp cheddar, and then you can kind of keep that same line. Because I was trying to do like a callback. If anyone remembers the original Kung Fu Panda, the what's it called, the sword of I can't remember what the sword is called, but anyway, it's the sword of something, and the whole thing is like, it's said to be so sharp you can cut yourself just by looking at it, and then he like cuts himself because he's looking at it. So I wanted to make a reference to that, and so that's what I originally had it in there for when they were daggers, and then when we switched from daggers to cheese, I was like, well, I guess I can't really keep that. And then Axel was like, well, no, just say it's sharp cheddar, and it's just such a sharp cheddar you'll cut yourself. And I was like, that genius, absolutely freaking genius. So anyway, so that's why that's in there like that. So yeah, so Axel's Wheel of Cheese does make it so you increase all your elemental damage by 5. Let's see, Griffin's Magical Potion. This one is also done and working, so it is reducing your pyro damage by 5%, but it also increases your max HP by 15%. So if you select that one, you can then see my pyro damage is now 0 because, it reduced it by 15%, but it was only at 1, so it's got to reduce it down to 0. But my max HP is increased, so now it is at 29. And I think that's what we got. Yeah, so Mathra's Gauntlets. So we got Mathra's Gauntlets, Griffin's Potion of Power. Nick's Habit of Divine Wisdom should also be working. Yeah, so this one, gain 5% more experience and then reduce geo damage by 5%. This one is also tested and working, so that's 3. Fred's Fantastic Scroll, that was 4. So yes, the Spiked Pauldron's not working. I think that might actually be the last one that I kind of have ready. So besides the Spiked Pauldron, I think everything else should be good to go. I think. Navia. Okay, gotcha. Even then, money pun. Maybe we'll see what happens. Cheese is so good. It is so good. I love cheese. Cheese curds are like one of my favorite things to snack on. Oh, like smoked cheese curds. Actually, Jesse, you would probably know. Gosner's. Have you ever had Gosner's cheese curds? They are so good. Oh my gosh. You gotta get the smoked Gosner's cheese curds, and they're just, so good. No, but I'll have to try them. You will. I don't know how many stores they actually sell them in, but they do have a plant in Logan, and yeah, they make all sorts of just really good milk. So if you're a fan, they've got root beer milk, which I know sounds weird, but it is so good. And they've got the standard chocolate milk, banana milk, strawberry milk, stuff like that. But the cool thing about their milk is it is all shelf stable, so you can buy like cases of milk, and it's shelf stable with no refrigeration needed. I think it lasts up to like a year just sitting on a shelf, like crazy stuff. But then they also make cheese curds, and the cheese curds are so good. So if you ever find yourself in Logan, Utah, and I mean, I guess this goes to anybody. If you ever find yourself in Logan, Utah, make sure to go to Gosner's. They make cheese and milk and all sorts of good stuff. So highly recommend the smoked cheese curds. Very good stuff if you're a fan of cheese. So anyway. Let's see here. Galaxy is on a 3-stream streak. Galaxy, very nicely done. Thank you so much for being on a 3-stream streak. Remember, everybody, if you're going to streak anywhere, make sure to streak here in the stream. I do appreciate that. And also, welcome. Glad you're here. I live near Hilmar, a cheese town. Oh, well, then you've probably got even better cheese, because Logan is not exactly a cheese town, but they do have Gosner's cheese. So, or like the Gosner's plant. So it's, you know, good times, good times. And about 40 minutes north of there is the Keebler factory. So like, you know, the if you've ever had like the Keebler cookies and things like that, Keebler. Yeah, this stuff right here. If you've ever had Keebler stuff, oh my gosh, what the freak is happening here? We just went into a freaking tree. So anyways, if you've ever had Keebler, they are is it Keebler? Now I'm second guessing myself. It might be another snack place. I'm pretty sure that it's Keebler. Maybe not. No, I don't remember. Anyway, there's some factory up there that makes cookies and crackers and things like that, and it's really good stuff because you can go buy the stuff for super cheap. Ditto to what Moonman just said if you find yourself in Hillmar, California. There we go. There we go. Milk and cookies, efficient chain of command. Exactly. It's a beautiful chain. Yeah, you start off in Logan, Utah, and then you pick up your milk, and then you drive like 30 minutes north, and you get your cookies, and then you're good to go. Yeah. Maybe it's Pepperidge Farms. It might actually be a Pepperidge Farms factory they have up there. Still, cookies and crackers and things. Yeah. I wish fried cheese curds from fast food were better. I would agree. there. Santa love Southeast Utah. It's actually Northeast Utah. So it is actually, so Logan, Utah is actually like almost as far north as you can go in Utah before you hit Idaho. So, yeah, it's like what, like 20, 30 minutes? No, it's actually probably more than that. Now I gotta know. I've lived in Utah my whole freaking life, and now I'm like, okay, wait, how close is it to the Idaho border though? Okay, it's not quite as close. Okay, so what if we go from there to Logan? All right, never mind. That is very close. About as close as you can get. All right. Well, there we go. Yeah. So this is Logan, Utah, right? And yeah, and then there's like one of the first towns in Idaho. So it's about a 25-minute drive, about 20 miles. Yeah, not bad at all. Unless, of course, you take, what the freak is this? 50 minutes? What is that? Is it a bus? Just a freaking bus that like goes out and does these weird loops and then goes up in? All right. Anyway, yeah, good times. So this is where I grew up, this area right over here. So yeah, also very close to the Idaho border. So yeah, fun times living up here in northern Utah. Anyway, that's what we got going on here. Good times. Jack in the Box curly fries. Ooh, those are really good. I do love me some good Jack in the Box curly fries. Curly fries from Arby's are very good though. I actually probably would say Arby's curly fries is probably, I would probably put those above Jack in the Box actually. Curly fries in general, true. Curly fries in general are really good. Yes, it is a deviating bus. That freaking bus. So yeah, Dakota says, what's up? Welcome, Dakota. Glad you're here. Hopefully life is going well for you. How was your weekend? Just says, next time I go to visit my mom in Idaho, I'll stop. There you go. Not a bad idea. Let's see here. What else did I get done? Oh, that's right. I also made sure to get the healing potions all done and working. So I've actually added now 3 sizes of healing potions, and I've also redone the potion graphics. So hopefully it looks a little bit more finished and not just a random red thing that I threw in there. So anyway, so we've got 3 different sizes of healing potions now, and they all should be working. So I actually also realized as I was making these items that I'm like, crap, I also want to add tooltips to this when you hover over it. Kind of like how when you hover over these, it will, you know, give you the tooltip here, just kind of tell you what it's going to be doing. I want to do the same thing with the items. When you hover over them, it'll actually tell you how much it'll be healing. So I do need to do that. I do need to make it so when you hover over them, you will be able to actually see what's going on there. But I wanted to make sure they were going to be working correctly with all of the new perks. So, you know, so if you were to pick one that actually changes your health, like this one increases your max HP by 15%, I wanted to, you know, make sure the healing potions were actually going to work correctly, which they do. I did test them, so they should be good to go. So if we come over here and I bring my HP down to 1, I've got 1 HP. Oh no, I can now come in here and pick that up and be like bloop, and now I'm fully healed, because I think the biggest ones do 50 health, pretty sure. And then the medium-sized ones do 25. Yeah, so now we got 26 health. And then the smallest ones, which I apparently do not have, they just do 5 health. So nothing too crazy. Yeah. Also made sure that it was working. So if you increase your max HP with your skills, it will also make it so you can still heal yourself with the upgraded stuff. Anyway, yeah. So that's basically all the stuff that I did this weekend, and yeah, we should be good to jump in and keep going. So yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else. I think that was basically it. All right. Well, let's finish up this last thing. So we got Fairly's Fantastic Scroll. That one's good to go. Griffin's Potion of Power, Nick's Hat of Divine Wisdom, Axel's Wheel of Cheese, Mathra's Ale-Soaked Gauntlets, and then we have the Spiked Pauldron. Oh, that's right. So we do technically still have Axel's Daggers of Damage, but it's going to become another person's perk. So if anyone would like the Daggers of Damage to have for themselves, and you know, if you want to let me know what you would like it to do, let me know, and we can repurpose the Daggers of Damage to somebody else's. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the Daggers of Damage, you know, it could be whatever you want to call it, but they are daggers. And so yeah, so if you would like to be the proud owner of a perk with this graphic, let me know. Let me know, and we can call it anything you'd like. You know, it wouldn't have to be, you know, X's Daggers of Damage. It could be something to do with daggers. So something daggers is what you could call it. So anyway, so if anyone would like it, let me know, and we can repurpose it. See, Quasi says, the last time I set an alarm for 10:28, you did an early stream. I'm sorry. I think the best thing about that is I'm pretty sure, Quasi, was it you? Was that you on the last stream, or maybe like 2 streams ago, when you were like, oh man, like I was so close to getting first, and I was like, don't worry, I stream every single, same time, same place, every single time, so just be here at the right time. And then I stream early. That's my bad. I'm so sorry. I have a good explanation though. I wanted to start early. That's my explanation. So I gotta turn off my space heater. It gets so cold down here because I'm in just an unfinished basement. It gets so cold down here, but then turn on space heater for like 20 minutes and now it's freaking hot down here. So, you know. Let's see here. Looks like that bus deviates through Smithfield. It does. It actually does. It just seems weird to take an extra like 50 minutes just to kind of like go on that detour, but oh well. Let's see. Loki says, evening. Good evening, Loki. Glad you're here. Yeah, sorry that I started a little bit early, but you've not missed too much, I promise. Draco says, Dagger of Crackshot. You deal damage to yourself. All right, Draco, you don't get one. You don't get one. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I like that. What's its effect? So as of right now, so we've replaced Axel's Daggers of Damage with Axel's Wheel of Cheese. So this is what I got replaced with. So this was the original one, was this one right here. And basically what it did was it increased all of your damage by 1 and then decreased your max HP. So that is what it currently is doing / was doing, but we don't want to have it do the exact same thing as the previous one. So we do need to update what it does now, which is, thus why we are needing to change it. Oh, excuse me. Holy smokes. So anyway, so yeah, so we can do something else with it, and not the Dagger of Crackshot. Yeah, that was me. That's my bad. Double Strike, Daggers of Pain. Oh. Ooh. That'd be kind of cool. So you get to attack twice. Trying to think of like a good way to balance it, right? I do kind of like that though. That would be kind of fun. If you get blackjack, plus 5% in spike damage. But if you bust, deal 5 more damage to yourself. Oh, okay. So if you get a blackjack, you do extra spike damage. But if you bust, you deal 5 more damage to yourself. Okay, all right. So we'd probably want to go based off of percentages, just because it makes scaling a little bit easier. Because it's like, you know, in the beginning, if it's like, oh, hey, you do 5 damage to yourself, you know, it's gonna suck. But later game, doing 5 damage to yourself probably isn't gonna be the end of the world. I do like that one though. That one is kind of fun. The only thing here is that you don't do spike damage all the time. As of right now, the only thing that gives you like thorn damage is the spike pauldron. So the spike pauldron makes it so you will get that that thorn damage. But it could be kind of a good like pairing, you know, if you were to get both the daggers of damage and the spike pauldron. Maybe. The Steven says, hi, hello, welcome, glad you're here, welcome back. It's been a while. How you doing? How's life going for you? Draco says, I enjoy items that have negative effects or have interesting effects. Yeah, and that's the hope, is that, you know, definitely want to make it so that they are, I mean, not necessarily negative effects like you just attack yourself, but because I want there to be some kind of balance, right? You know, some kind of balance. I want it to be where you got to pick the good with the bad, right? And so, you know, say for example, like with Mathra's Ailsalt Gauntlets, yeah, you're able to do 3x damage if you get a blackjack, but you also have a 2% chance to accidentally draw an additional card when you draw cards. So it's like, you know, it's like, yeah, that's great. You could do an extra, you know, plus 1 times damage when you get a blackjack. So instead of doing 2x damage, you do 3x damage. But having the chance of drawing 2 cards anytime you draw kind of is a little bit of an issue, because you could make you bust, which isn't fun. Same thing with Nick's Hat of Divine Wisdom. You know, being able to gain more experience is absolutely fantastic, but reducing your geo damage can kind of suck, especially if you're more of like a geo build. Like if you've spent a lot of time building up your geo spell, then losing 5% of your geo spell could really suck. So yeah, so definitely want to get a good balance of like pros and cons, right? Buffs and debuffs. Cameron says, substitute any other type of damage. If you get blackjack, plus 5% in spike damage. Oh, so your meaning's like if you get a blackjack. Okay. So if you get a blackjack, then it adds plus 5 to like your pyro damage, your hydro damage, your, okay, all right. But then anytime you bust, I'm trying to think. So if you bust, because you already take damage when you bust, right? Then, you know, the monster attacks you. The first thought that came to my head was, if you bust, you lose all of that additional damage. But I kind of don't want it to be instant like that, right? Because people are going to bust pretty often. That's a weird thing to say. People are going to bust pretty often, and I want it to feel like once you've built it up, I don't want you to feel like, oh crap, I just, you know, there goes everything that I've worked towards. Like having your health as your mana, but you lose all mana but gain regeneration. Oh my goodness, what the?
The Steventh just turned their way into the credits of Tomb of Vercilias.
Steven, congratulations, very well done. Holy smokes, 10,000 channel points is absolutely wild. Very nicely done, absolutely fantastic stuff. Let me get in here. Now I'm pretty sure, let me just double check. You are 4 times already. Oh my gosh. You are now at a 5x. Holy schmokesacola. Steven, that is absolutely wild. Congratulations. Very well done. You are climbing the ranks. Beautiful stuff. Thank you so much for watching for so long that you have been able to. That is 50,000 channel points that you have redeemed right there. Getting in here 5 times. Holy smokes. That is wild. Well done, and thank you so much for sticking around and watching so much to get that many points. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Like having your health as your mana, but you lose all mana, but gain regeneration. Wait. Like having your health as your mana, but you lose all mana, but gain regeneration. I'm not quite sure what you mean. I may need just a little bit of like a re-explanation on that one, Draco. Maybe. Steven says, going good, here to drop off my point from all the lurking before going back to bed to watch. Thank you. I do appreciate that. So thank you. See, Cameron says, ooh, that sounds cool. I may need someone to explain it, because like, I don't know why my brain is not quite wrapping around it. Having your health as your mana, but you lose all mana, but gain regeneration. Yeah, I'm not getting it for some reason. If you figure out that, that might be a claim by me. 5 divided by 2%, 21. Oh, 2%, 21 bust. That being my original idea. Health regeneration, but only if you have mana. So, okay, wait. Like having your health as your mana, but you lose all mana, but gain regeneration. So you would have a separate pool of health, or like a pool of mana, and so long as you had that mana, you'd be able to regain health? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what's going on? Draco says, that was me talking about interesting effects, but not for the daggers of themselves, but it just means using your health as your mana instead, but you gain regenerating health and lose all normal mana. Well, so there's not mana in the game. So maybe that's why it's confusing me, because I think you're meaning like a stat, like a buff and debuff, like a general buff and debuff. I think that's where I'm getting hung up, because I'm sitting here going, wait, there is no mana in the game. But I think you're just meaning like in general, that kind of a thing where it's like, you know, this would be like a negative but a positive thing where it's like, hey, all of your health is now mana, but your mana can regenerate now, kind of a thing. I think that's what you're meaning, and I think that's why I was getting like so confused, because I was like, but there is no mana. What are we talking about? that would make sense if you're meaning like just like an in general kind of thing. That would make way more sense. Yeah, I was just talking about effects. Okay, no, you're good. That was my bad, because I'm sitting here thinking like, wait, there is no mana though. What is being talked about? But okay, no, you're good. That was me. That was 100% on me. I do kind of like the idea though of having some kind of like regenerating something where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that, because I don't know where I would fit it in the UI, but I kind of like the idea of having something that you could have equipped that like regenerates your mana, your health. I mean, like I kind of have something like that in like some things, like for example, the let's see, this one. So Fairly's Fantastic Scroll. So this one, if you kill a monster, when you kill a monster, it restores 5% of your HP. But we could also do something else like on top of that, where it's say something along the lines of for any hit you get or something like that, you regenerate X number of HP, kind of a thing. So that is possible. That is 100% possible. We could definitely do that. So yeah, so 5, 2%, 21 bust. That being my original idea. Okay, so for the daggers of damage, if you can figure out that might be a claim by me. Okay, so the idea is, and I'm trying to like remember and like piece it together with the new message. So 5, 2%, 21 bust. I'm trying to remember what the idea was. Let me scroll up. If you get blackjack, +5 in damage, but if you bust, deal 5 more damage to yourself. Okay, so the idea was having the daggers increase a specific damage pool, but they increase over time. So we can do a couple things. The problem is, like, the way that I have the system set up, I'm not quite swap things out, right? Like I have the like adjusting effects. So say for example, like, you know, if we were to do something like this where it's like, you know, for every blackjack you get, it increases by like 5% or something, say for example. So if by default it's adding 5% to your pyro damage, let's say, yeah, so if it's adding 5 to your pyro damage, and then every time you get a blackjack it increases by like 5% or something, and you know, so it goes up 10%, 15, 20, 25, 30. I don't know. I don't know if the system that I have would allow something like that. Because yeah, the way that I have the system set up, it is very it's not dynamic. I'll just say that. It is not a very dynamic system. So I'm trying to figure out if it would be possible to do without having to like overhaul a whole bunch of stuff, you know? I just don't think it would be. There would have to be a lot of stuff overhauled. Huh. Health regeneration, but only if you have mana. I do kind of like that idea. You lose points of health to cast instead of using mana, but you get a passive health regen. I do kind of like that. That one is kind of fun. The only thing there is, again, like we don't really have mana in the game. I have thought about adding mana, like, you know, a specific mana pool per element, let's say. And so you'd have like a pool of mana for your pyro, for your geo, for your hydro, for your necro, and then essentially you know, each one of those pools have to like regenerate over time, like after not being used. But I don't know. Maybe we could look into adding mana. Could also do a reset bust, so you don't get damage now, but you lose total HP for some time. Could do something like that. See, I like that. With less percent of health you have, like you're saying, Moonwood. Yeah. The thing is that, like, with blackjacks, I think when I looked it up, I'm pretty sure it was like the chances of getting a blackjack was like 3 or 4%. I think blackjacks were like 3%, so not exactly super high. Whereas busting, you do bust quite often in blackjack. Quite a bit, actually. So I'm like trying to think of like how we would, you know, keep this balanced between, you know, people actually wanting to have it because it's a good enough thing versus it just kind of being a pain to have because you bust so often versus getting blackjacks. We could flip it and heal. Have the daggers heal? I don't know. Maybe. I think we have to just sit here and think on this one for a little bit. But get the debuff when you blackjack. Busting makes me feel good. Busting makes me feel good. Dang straight. Dang straight it does. All right, well, for now, you know, I'm going to kind of consider it and kind of think about it and see where I might be able to go with it. I'm not sure if I'm not sure. I'm not sure how easy it would be to have like dynamic perks, just because they are kind of set in place. Like once you apply it, it's just like a set value that's being added. But I guess it is something we could try to figure out. We could try and figure it out. We'll figure it out. For now, though, let's get the Spike Pauldron working. So the Spike Pauldron, this heavy armor will cause your enemies to take damage when they strike you, but is cumbersome. So I can't remember where these daggers will damage your, will increase your, wait, these daggers, crap. Oh no. It's because I deleted it. Ah, crap. These daggers will increase your damage. Oh, okay. All right. What did the Spiked Pauldron do before? So it gave you thorns damage, but then there was something else that was going on with it. So basically every time you take damage, oh, dexterity. Yeah. Spike damage +1, dexterity -2. Okay. That doesn't work super well anymore. We could just have it reduce your dex rolls. That actually wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, not bad at all. Daggers of ghost fighting. Was that a South Park reference? It was the ghost. Sounds good. Just stopping by briefly. Got work in 10. Nick, thank you so much for stopping by. I do appreciate that. Hopefully hopefully work goes well for you, and hopefully it is just an absolutely fantastic shift for you. I believe in you. You got this. You got this. Hopefully it's good. I'm sure it will. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. So, okay. These daggers will increase your damage. So we don't want that though. What we want to say is, I also figured this one out. So now I know exactly how long I have. So apparently, if I fill from left to right this entire box, that's basically the width of how much I have to be able to show in the little tooltip window. So there's that. It's good times. Okay, so let's see. Wearing this spiked pauldron will make it so enemies will then hurt themselves when they get too close, but it also slows you. No. Gotta think of like the right way to word it. So basically I just need to word it to where it says it needs to clue into the player, because like obviously I've got the more concise tooltips, right, that just basically say this adds 1% spike damage or something, but then subtracts your dex roll by 2 or 3 or however many we want to go. So there will be that, but then I also want to have just like this just like a way to explain it in a way, right? So, this spiked pauldron I don't want to say like gives you thorn damage. Causes attacking enemies to hurt themselves. That's probably too long. The spike pauldron, well, there we go, causes attacking enemies to hurt, to get hurt. Spike pauldron causes attacking enemies to get hurt. But is very cumbersome. Is that how you spell cumbersome? There we go. That's how you spell cumbersome. Reduces dex saving throws. Yeah. Again, I am horrible at writing when I am live. The spike pauldron causes attacking enemies to get hurt, but is very cumbersome and it reduces dex saving throws. All right, cool. Good enough. So we say, adds +1 spike damage to yourself. Reduces dex. We'll do dexterity saving throws by should we do percentages on this one as well? Yeah, probably. Just to be on the safe side. Reduces dexterity saving throws by 10%, we'll say. Yeah. All right. So then we come over here, and then we copy and paste this one, and this is going to be if it is equal to 6. Then we say this is the perk card 6, and it is spiked pauldron. Okay, and then we go find variable 660. Let's see, so the double draw. So all those we can get rid of. So we're going to say perk. Amount of perks and card hovering. Yeah, so I need to keep those two, unfortunately. I put them in a bad spot, but I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Daggers of Mallow Soft Destruction. It is cumbersome. Okay, yeah. I like to think it's cumbersome. I'm just horrible at spelling, all right? I'm not going to pretend like I'm some spelling champ. Okay, so perk. So this one is going to be Thorns damage. Thorns damage +1. And this one is going to be perk. Let's call this, what should we call it? So the Thorns damage, and then we've got crap, what did it even do? Your dex saving throw. That's right. Dex saving throw. This is a percentage. Should we also do a percentage on the Thorns damage? I almost feel like we want to do the percentage on the Thorns damage. Percentages, as annoying as they are going to make they're going to make it slightly easier to make the game a little bit easier / more difficult as you level up. Because if your Thorns damage is always just 1, like, yeah, it's really cool at the beginning. Anytime you get attacked, the enemy takes 1 damage. But then when you start getting into later game and you're still doing 1 spike damage, kind of sucks, kind of dumb. So I think going off of percentages, we can just say it does 1%. Yeah, we can just say it does 1% damage. Yeah, 1%. There we go. Because once you start getting into like freaking, crazy amounts of health with like bosses and things like that, if it's doing just 1 damage, kind of sucks. But if you're doing percentages and you're doing 1%, 1% of their max HP is gonna be a good amount. All right, so should it be 1%? Maybe 5%? No, I don't want the monsters taking 5% of damage every time they attack. Maybe do 2%. 2%. Yeah, 2%. That sounds good. So we'll say adds 2% spike damage to yourself. And then reduce dexterity saving throws by 10%. Okay. Yeah, so sub 10%, add 2%. Dex saving throw. There we go. Like Pauldron. Okay. So now we got to do some stuff. So over here, where are we going to do this? Monster bust. Dead monster. Heal player with perk cards. Okay, so this is... Yes. Okay, so let's say if we grab you, so on player bust, so when the player is taking damage, so yes, when the player takes damage, we also need to damage the monster. So we say game variable dot set value. So we're gonna say set. Where is the player or the monster's HP? The monster's HP, monster HP max. Okay, so we want to subtract from 67. So 67 and 68. Yes, 67. So we want to say set value of variable 67 to equal 67 minus math floor, because we want to round down, $68, because this is the monster's max HP times game variable value, so 662. So let's get the spike damage. So the thorns damage is 674. 674 divided by 100. Okay, so we're saying set the monster's HP to equal the monster's HP minus the monster's max HP times 674. So that would be equal to 2 divided by 100. So that's 2%. So it's minus 2% of the monster's max HP. Yes. So really that should be, on these smaller monsters, it should be 1 damage. All it should be. Now, we're going to come down here. This is if the player's HP is equal to 0. And then we need to say, this is if the monster's HP is equal to 0. If monster HP is less than or equal to 0, then I think we just need to turn on monster dead, or whatever it's called. Dead monster. Switch 15. Yep, so we just say control switches, turn on 15. Okay. So that should be if the monster dies from taking thorns damage. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So the spiked pauldron. So this spiked pauldron causes attacking enemies to get hurt, but is very cumbersome and reduces dex saving throws. So adds 2% spike damage to yourself, reduces dexterity saving throws by 10%. Let's see what happens. Let us see what happens. Cerulean Oak, welcome. Glad you're here. Welcome back. How's life? How you doing? How was your weekend? All that good stuff. How you doing? Hopefully things are going well for you. See, Raja Sepik, I am horrible at username, says, Mr. Are you using MV? Well, first of all, welcome, glad you're here. And the answer is yes, we are using RPG Maker MV to make this game. I was gonna say this glorious game, but sometimes I feel like it's more of a monstrosity than a glorious game. But yeah, we are using MV to make this, so it is a good time. Yeah. How you doing? How's life? How was your weekend? Hopefully things went well for you. All right, so we want to intentionally lose this, so we're gonna take a hit, and then he should have his HP reduced by 1. Let's see what happens. So hit. Of course I had a soft hand. Hit. Oh my gosh. Hit. Why, Blackjack gods? Why must you smile on me when I want to bust? That is a weird sentence. Kids, don't repeat that. Do not repeat that. Why? Why when I'm trying to bust, it's just like, oh, you want a really good hand? I feel like I have to stand now. I can't let that go to waste. There we go. All right, here we go. Now let's intentionally do this. So he should get dropped down to 4 HP. Let's see what happens. Nothing happened. All right, cool. Well, let's find out what's going on here. 670 something. There we go. Let's see. So perk thorns damage percentage is equal to 5. Excuse me? You would go to 5? Hold up now. You should be adding 2. Huh? What? What is happening here? What is happening here? Jesse says, you know, Moon, man, the thing I just realized about using RPG Maker is you never have a moment where you are like, well, crap, this engine is kind of a pain to improve. Let's start over. I mean, you're right. You're right. I think it's because I know how limiting it is, and even if I started over, it wouldn't be good. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing. Let's see. Raja Sapek says, wow, cool. That's not Look RPG Maker. Is that using a plugin? Yeah, so that's actually kind of my goal, is to try and make this not look like it was made in RPG Maker. I want people to just open the game, play it, enjoy it, and not have to be like, oh, this was made in RPG Maker kind of a thing, you know? So there are a few plugins that I am using. I am using a plugin, like, say, for example, to be able to, like, show the text right here. So this is using the Sumran Devs. I guess technically it would, maybe people would know it, especially with MV, it would be Sumran dudes. But yeah, Sumran Devs. HUD Maker is what's showing the text on the screen. I am using a plugin to be able to like track my mouse location, so there is that. But a lot of this is just custom JavaScript, just custom written to try and make it all work, and a lot of eventing. So yeah, so lots of custom JavaScript, lots of eventing, and then a handful of plugins as well to be able to kind of push it the rest of the way across the finish line. So yeah, so I'd probably say like probably the heaviest lifting plugin for this whole thing is the Sumran Devs HUD Maker is doing a lot of heavy lifting, but then on top of that, you know, it is just a lot of custom JavaScript that I've had to kind of implement. So yeah. Cerulean Oak says, I broke my foot. That is no bueno. How long ago? So I'm in the hospital right now. Okay, that answers that question. So not very long ago. Holy smokes. I am so sorry. Well, I mean, I guess if we're looking on the bright side here, if it took you breaking your foot to slow down just a little bit and come back and watch, we'll take the good with the bad, right? We'll take the good with the bad. I do hope that your foot will start feeling better soon. I hope that you won't have to be there for too long. That is not fun at all. I absolutely hate going to the hospital. So I will keep my fingers crossed that you'll be able to get out of there sooner rather than later. And hopefully it's a very quick recovery path for you. So, but yes. Wow, this is so improved since my last visit. I would hope there's been some improvements. Yeah, we're slowly but surely getting there. Slowly but surely. Crap. You know what I just realized? The whole reason why I went back is because I wanted to come back in here and check and see when this thing got to a 5. Why is that at a 5? It should not be at a 5. So if we come over here, what are you currently at right now? Right now, you are equal to 3. Okay. So what is currently adding to that? So it would literally just be right here, right? So something is adding 3 to this. That is not what I want to see. This is the one that I want to look at. Perk Thorns damage equals 3. Okay. What was here before? I don't remember. I don't remember what this variable was. Ah, crap. Okay. So somewhere Thorns is set to 3. Yeah, I don't know what I was setting to 3 here. I do not remember. But I should have a backup. Documents, games, Tomb of Vercilias. Let's open up this one. Okay, so I should have a backup, and I should be able to see what that variable is. So that is variable 673, correct? 674. All right, so what is 674 in here? 674 is 674. Vitality HP mod multiplier. Okay. So this, all right. So yeah, it's totally fine. We can completely rewrite this. It's totally fine. That was going to be, that was a variable that I was storing so that every time you leveled up your HP, it referenced a singular variable, and so you could upgrade your HP based off of that variable. Yeah. But we should be good to go. I shouldn't be using that anymore. So we should be able to come in here and delete that. Happy day. So that's that. But I am still very confused as to why it was not actually reducing HP. So let's go figure that out. I'm not quite sure what was going on there. Because whether it was at 2% or 5%, it still should have reduced the HP, and it did not. It did not reduce the HP, so let's find out what's going on there. So player bust. Here we go. Oh boy.
Kazzy wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
I suppose we could.
Kazzy wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
And wait for it, we got the trifecta right here.
Kazzy just redeemed stretch.
All right, we're gonna do some chest benders, some bicep curls, and some stretching, everybody. So let's crank the jams. Here we go. And let's get in there and let's get the blood flowing. Yeah. It's gonna be a good time. Oh. All right, we got 10 on the clock, everybody. Count them with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Of course, the upbeat happy song had to end right as I started, but oh well, it's fine. We'll let Oblivion guide us through this. Here we go. 10 on the clock. Count them with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. And now we're gonna go to the left to start. Here we go. And then to the right. And backwards. Oh man. Okay, that feels good. That felt good to get up. Thank you for that. What the?
Charles have just turned their way into the credits of Tomb of Vercilias.
Charles, congratulations. Holy smokes, that is absolutely wild. 10,000 channel points is freaking crazy. That is a lot of watching, and I do appreciate that. So thank you. Let's get in here. Whew, if I can catch my breath. Oh my gosh. Whew. Okay, we're good. Oh my gosh. And it looks like you have already been in here once before. All right, get out of here, freaking spell check. Oh my gosh. You are now in the VIP/MVP section. Very nicely done. We're going to throw you right up on in here. There we go, Charles. Congratulations. Very nicely done. Thank you so much for hanging out, for watching so much. I do appreciate that. And congratulations on the 2x in the credits. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Yeah. That is a lot. That is a lot of watching to get 20,000 points. So thank you. Thank you for that. Whew. Okay, we're good. I'm getting my breath back. I'm getting my breath back. Holy smokes. Whew. All right, let's see here. Quasi says I got different ads than I normally do. I got an ad for Microsoft Azure and some protein drink. Still not fun ads. Still not fun. Oh yeah, isn't Azure Microsoft brand Linux? I mean, I don't know if I would describe it like that. Maybe. I don't know how I'd describe it. Good news is I can game dev while I lie here. Hey, there you go. That is very good news. That is very happy to hear. Well, hopefully, again, I hope that you will recover quickly. Pretty much. Well, I guess if Quasi would say that, then maybe, yeah. So somewhere, Thorns is set to 3. Yes, yeah. So that should be good to go. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chats now. Let's see. Watch time. Draco G has spent 19 hours and 15 minutes watching Moonwood games. I appreciate that. I just noticed Vercilias is spelled with 2 L's. Always thought Vercilias is with 1 L. I think. It is just 1 L. Did I misspell in the title? Okay, so it's 1 L there. It's 1 L here. Wait, did I spell it wrong somewhere? Say it ain't so. Where did I spell it wrong? Spelled with 2 L's. I always thought it was just 1 L. Yeah, you're gonna have to let me know. The live description has 1 L, but the toast saying when you got in the credits was 2. Uh-oh. Oh no. Hold up. Hold everything. Hold everything. I gotta go over here to the alerts. Alerts. Channel points. Name in the credits. All right, what do we got here? Celebration, visuals and sound, text to speech. Oh my gosh, I did put 2 L's there. That has been like that for the entire time. Ever since I added this redeem. So that means literally every time anyone has redeemed and gotten their name put in the credits, it has had Vercilias spelled wrong. Well, let's save those changes. Thank you for letting me know, because yeah, now I was like, what are you talking about? Of course it's just 1 L. What are you going on about? Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. So thank you for letting me know that, because I would never have noticed that. Holy smokes. I have both the EPL and MLS soccer apps on my phone now. Hey, nice. You'll be able to keep up with everything. And Fairly says, hello. Welcome, Fairly. Welcome. How was your weekend? How'd things go for you? Let's see here. Jess says, that's what I've been doing this weekend. Wait, what have you been doing? Oh, say, you've been saying things like, well, crap, this engine is kind of a pain to improve. Let's start over. Is that what you've been doing this weekend? If so, that's just an absolute blast of a time. Let's see. Is it okay if I just call you Raja? I might just have to call you Raja because I'm so horrible at usernames. Raja says, I'm just sad there is no UI changing tutorial for MV, just MZ. Yeah, when it comes to changing the UI, it can be a little bit tricky, and so yeah, I feel like there's probably not as many with MV. I know there are some out there, but not as many as there should be. 6-7, good old 6-7. Meeple says, hey guys, welcome Meeple, glad you're here. How was your weekend? How'd things go for you? Steven says, "Oh man, so my name is in the credits of Vercilias, not Vercilias." Exactly. Sorry, everybody's got to redeem again because you all redeemed into the incorrect game. So you will be in Tomb of Vercilias, but that is not the game we're working on here. It's a little bit of a loophole, so sorry about that. If I was a scammer and I knew that I could somehow get a lot of money out of a Kickstarter campaign, I think what I would do is I would put 2 L's. And I would say, yes, this is funding for Tomb of Vercilias. And then I would get the funding and be like, well, that was Tomb of Vercilias. I haven't started developing it that yet. But this is for Tomb of Vercilias. So thank you for the money for Tomb of Vercilias. But this is Tomb of Vercilias. So, yeah. Yeah, Ruff got to redeem for the right game when you get 10k mana. Exactly. Yeah. Sorry. Steven says Vercilias, just Vercilias 2. That would be a hilarious way to do sequels. Could you imagine? Yeah, could you imagine what Tomb of Vercilias like 10 would look like? Tomb of Vercilias. Imagine what Final Fantasy would look like right now. Yeah, are you playing Final Fantasy? Or are you playing Final Fantasy? Be like, okay, what's the speech impediment? You're like, no. I'm talking about. Talking about Final Fantasy.
Myth Games just turned their way into the credits of Tomb of Vercilias.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations on getting your name into Tomb of Vercilias. Oh my goodness. And it's... Wait, is it right this time?
Myth Games just turned their way into the credits of Tomb of Vercilias.
Oh my goodness. We've got
ourselves 2 Tomb of Vercilias names in the credits. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Congratulations, Myth Games. Holy smokes. We got to get you in there. Let me pull that up here. Let me get that in there. Get in there. We're just gonna... Because I thought... Wait. Myth Games, is this your first? Is this the first time? I swear you'd redeemed at least once before. Maybe I'm just going crazy. I think I might just be going crazy. That makes me a 2-timer. Yeah, for submission. Holy smokes. Well, alrighty then. Well, not bad at all. Holy smokes. Yes, a 2-timer right off the bat. Look at that. You didn't even spend any time. No time. In the first section, you just jump straight into the VIP/MVP section. Not bad, Myth Games. I just want to make sure I get this right. Axio. I don't know why I did Axioth. Axio Myth Games with a capital G. Okay. Myth Games.
Cleric like a cat just...
Oh no! No! Why did it cut off? Let's play that again.
Cleric like a cat just turned their way into the credits of Tomb of Vercilias.
Very nicely done. Very well done. It looks like you have now outpaced Sumran Dev again. So poor Sumran Dev. Back in second place. I love the back and forth. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for that. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Thank you. How was the episode? Was it as sad as we were fearing? Let's see here.
Thanks for the follow, Godgam Gaming.
Thank you so much for the follow, Godgam Gaming. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, welcome. Glad you're here. Hopefully you had an absolutely fantastic weekend. Oh man, so many names in the credits of Vercilias, not Vercilias. Yeah, rough. Got to redeem for the right game. My weekend was all right. My weekend was also all right. Yeah, just hanging out with my wife and daughter and just having a good time. So yeah. Got some stuff done outside. So that was a good time. It was actually sunny here, which was very nice. Which is gonna be good because I think Wednesday is supposed to be super rainy. So hopefully it doesn't turn to snow, but we'll see. As Vercilias, just Vercilias 2, I posted a side-by-side on Off Topic. Oh, a side-by-side. Side-by-side of what? Let's go see what the side-by-side is. Off Topic. Ooh. Which app do you like better? I like this one better because there's not a button right here saying watch on Apple TV. But I do kind of like this one actually more. Yeah. I do kind of like this one more. If I'm being completely honest, I think I would like this one more. I do not know sports, so I can't really say one way or the other, but I think I like this one a bit more. Yeah. I would say the one on the right. That one. That's how I'm going to react to that one. Also, you may want to look at art. Yes, we can definitely take a look at art. Tomb of Vercilias. Is that for Tomb of Vercilias 10? NBA 2K. Fairly says, I guess Jellyfield's technically a sequel to Jellyfields. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jellyfields is Jellyfields 2 technically, and you still need to make Jellyfields 1, the original. That makes me a 2-timer. And Final Fantasy 10. Yep, first submission. You just a ton of points on the mini stream. Oh, that's true. That was kind of eating up quite a few people's points. So maybe it was a good thing that it's gone now, right? More points to go around for everybody. The different version of the game. The 5th game in the series, Tomb of Vercilias. Oh my gosh. Moonwood Games has ignored me. What a shame. I didn't ignore you. I was just getting caught up. There was a lot going on. I'm sorry. Tomb of Vercilias. This is gonna get crazy. Although, could you imagine making that many games? That would be wild. She's just a what? She's just a what? I see some Rendev and I match. That's true. You do match. And I'm trying to do where anytime that anyone redeems first, their name then goes at the top of the list. Well, for like that section of redeems. I didn't watch it because I did want to try and watch it with you. Aww. I thought for sure you were going to watch it. I thought for sure. I could watch Heated Rivalry one more time. So there you go. That's fair. We'll see if we can watch it tomorrow. I'm very excited to see it. Some Rendev is an icon. That's true. Wait, what were you saying to that? You raise a somewhat competitive glass to him. Let's see, Godgam Gaming says, have you heard about the Johnny Razor Game Jam? The Johnny Razor Game Jam? I don't think so. That doesn't sound familiar. Oh, the Bad Ideas Game Jam. Is that Johnny Razor? I think so. Hey, look at that. It is Johnny Razor. Yes. Well, to answer your question, yes, I have. I've actually joined this one already, so I am a part of it. I'm going to be seeing what the theme is when it gets released in a little under a week. Yeah, we'll see, because there's a lot going on with my current game that I'm currently working on. And at first, so I'm trying to remember. So someone actually brought this to my attention like a week ago now. So I have only known about it for about a week at this point. Never seen anything from Johnny Razor. So it was complete news to me. But this seems like it's going to be an absolutely massive game jam. So I mean, freaking 3,200 people have joined already, which is absolutely wild. So yeah. So I have joined. I am very excited to see what the theme is, and we'll just see. So I am a little bit not thrown off, like a little nervous about the length, because the length is a month long, which is absolutely fantastic. If people are able to make everything they can in 1 month, that is absolutely fantastic. The thing that I always worry about with such long game jams is that I know that I do not have time to spend a whole lot of time on a month-long game jam. So I'd be spending like little bits of time here and there, which I feel like is what the majority of people will be doing. But I do know that, even if that number doesn't go up at all, so even if we stay at 3,200 people, there's going to be at least 1% of those people who are able to spend several hours every single day for a month working on a game. And so I don't want to say that like it gives them an advantage, but it kind of does, for the people who have the time to be able to go in and spend every single day working on a game. So anyway, so I am very excited about it. I do want to see what the theme is. So usually for me with game jams is like when I find one that seems like it would be interesting, whether it's, you know, a great community or great prizes or whatever it may be, that I definitely at least want to take a look at it. And then usually what I do is as soon as it goes live, I go in, I take a look at the theme, and if the theme seems like something would be, if I have some kind of idea that pops into my head relatively quickly, then I'll, you know, actually start working on it. But, you know, if I spend a little bit of time and I'm like, I cannot think of anything that would be good, then I'll usually just kind of pass it by. So we'll see. I am very excited to see what the theme is going to be, and I'm excited to see what comes out of it all. Like, if nothing else, I'm very excited to see what kind of games do come out of this. But, you know, it would be very cool to be able to, you know, get one of the prizes. You know, obviously first prize would be absolutely crazy, but, you know, even something in the top 50 would be wild. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I have heard of it. It has been brought to my attention. I have joined. So we're gonna see what happens in a week when the theme gets revealed. And yeah, so fingers crossed it's something that as soon as I see it, I just have this idea of like, this would be amazing. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, so super excited for it. And yeah, very excited to see what happens. So are you going to be a part of it though? Because if so, I would love to see what you create. I prefer the blue and the green gradient. Gradients are always a good time. So yeah, Tomb of Verisimilitude. I'd imagine that changes with the team, accent, color. True. I mean, it is kinda verisimilitude if you're asking if there really is a dead soul. That is accurate, Quasi. We talked about it last stream. True. Let's see, I'll just make a game where you always die at the beginning, like at birth. That'd be interesting. I just got a whole team now that I sorted out on his Discord. Very nice. That's going to be awesome then. Yeah, if you've got a whole team, I am very excited to see what you guys create. Yeah, here, how about this? Either, actually, if you want, you could drop your itch profile, if you're okay with it. If you want, I would absolutely love to take a look at your itch profile, because I would love to keep track of, are you going to be posting the game on your itch profile or on somebody else's? Because yeah, whoever is going to be posting it, I want to keep up on this. So yeah, so if you want to drop a link to whoever is going to be posting it, if you want to drop a link or something like that, would absolutely love to give you a follow and yeah, and keep up, because yeah, I'd love to see what you get made. I got a team with me and 3 other people. I think I will post it. Awesome. Well, yeah, so if you want to share, if not, you're totally fine. You do not feel like you have to. But yeah, would absolutely love to. If nothing else, even if I do not join the game jam, I would still love to keep up with what you got going on, especially if you got a team of 3 others working on a game together. Yeah, would love to see what you guys put together over the course of a month. So yeah, so if you feel open to it, would love to see a link. If not, totally fine, totally valid. And I'll probably be actually going through the games, whether I do the game jam or not, whether I actually participate in it. I'll probably be going through and playing some of the games anyway, and who knows, maybe I'll come across your game, and it could be a fun time to see. So yeah. But if nothing else, I do appreciate you at least making sure that I did know about it, because yeah, it would be very sad if this was going to be a very fun game jam and if I didn't even know about it. So what do we got here? There we go. Godgam Gaming. Here we go. I stream on Twitch under this name, and I upload on YouTube too. I am an amateur animator, and I'm trying to learn how to animate better. Big Helldivers 2 fan for Manage Democracy. Love it. Well, I'm going to give you a follow just so I can kind of keep up on, you know, what you got going on. And yeah, so I appreciate that. Thank you. I will also, let's see here. I can remember how to do Twitch things. There we go. I will also, I'm also going to give you a follow. So yeah, I appreciate that. Do you have any schedule that you stick to, or is it just kind of a whenever you can kind of a thing? I stream inconsistently, but drop by and say hi. Well, there we go. It looks like your about section has described it for me. So awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. And yeah, I'm excited to see whenever / if ever the next time you stream. So yeah, very excited for it. Also, I am so sorry. My nose has been very itchy today, and you know, it just seems to be getting worse. Let's see here. Roger says it's just Okay, yeah. So I read that one. 6-7. Meeple says, "Hey guys," and Jesse says, "Yeah, I've literally like rewritten my engine. It's as step backwards. It's a step backwards, but architecture is making me happy again." Yeah, it's always difficult to go back and try and rewrite things and change all the things, because it's just like, especially when you're like getting something so close, but then you know you can't. That you're like, there's no possible way that I can get it across the finish line. Really sucks. But then it's like, well, you know, if you can't take any more steps forward without taking 20 steps back and then moving forward, it sucks, but it's got to happen. So, yeah. Well, hopefully you can get back to a point again where you'll be feeling happy about it. I hope. Fingers crossed. All right. Let's get this thing working again, shall we? So, the player bust. So down here, so if card total value of H2 is not equal to 0, and then this one, loop. Okay, so you got this first loop. Remove player hand 1, and then remove player hand 2. So monster attack, hand 1 plus clear cards. Yes, this would be where it would. Okay, all right. So let's figure this out then. So game variables at set value. So we're setting variable 67. Now 67 is the monster's HP. So we're saying set 67 to equal 67 minus math.floor 68 times 674. 674 is the perk thorn damage percentage, which should be equal to 2. Divided by Wait a minute. We need to do math ceiling. Because math floor, 2%, that would be rounding down, so it'd be then 0. Okay, all right. I think that should fix it. Wait, I gotta come back in here. Go to page 6, 7, it's 5. There we go. Got to turn that off. Okay, let's get ourselves the spiked pauldron. Come on. There we go. There's the lucky draw. See, Godgam Gaming says, this is my first ever game jam, by the way. I just got my team up to date. Very nice, yeah. Honestly, I think it should be a lot of fun being on a team, especially for a first one, because there is, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a lot of fun to work solo, but having other people that you can know are going to be working on other things and doing other things while you are focused on something else is honestly like so much better than like being solely responsible for everything. So I think being on a team for a first one is a really great way to go, and the fact this is your first one in general is absolutely fantastic and amazing. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun for you. I'm very excited for you. I mean, I just had my first game jam this past year, so you know I'm not that far in either. So they're a ton of fun though. I absolutely love game jams. Cameron says, damn, there was a 5-0 game in the MLS yesterday. That's not good. Montreal isn't looking good. Tragic. Fairly says, next fest starts tomorrow. Hey, that came up real fast. That came up very fast. I am so glad that I did not try to get into this one, because that wouldn't have gone well. That would not have gone well, because I am not even close. So yeah, very exciting stuff though. Are you, because you're in it, I'm trying to remember, are there statistics on like how much it can do? Okay, so that was a little weird, because it was at 22, but at least it did split correctly. Does the split actually work correctly though? Wow. Okay, that is like one of the rarest draws you can possibly have. A splitting double blackjack hand. Yep. That is like quite literally one of the rarest you can have. Because not only do you have to get double aces, but then you also have to get double
Reap says,
royalty.
Fun fact, on my 2012 Mac Mini, I have win 98 in XP.
That is kind of cool. How the crap did you get that to work? Anyway, yeah, that, wow. That is a wild hand. The double blackjack. Huh. Well, I feel like I have to stand. There's no way I'm going to be not doing that. Okay, so the damage definitely did not work correctly. That was not correct. I should have been doing 3x damage, which means I should have done, let's see, because I had double cards at 3x damage. That should have done 3, 6, 9, 12 damage. Okay, so the damage is not right. But anyway, yeah, so good times. So anyway, yeah, so the double blackjack is basically the rarest draw you can get in this game. So good times there. Anyway, so let's see if the thorns damage is working though. So if we take a hit and then we take another hit, so we should go up to 31. Hey, look at that. It did 1 damage to him. Fantastic. And if we were to come in here and we were to say, for example, if we were to change variable 670, where is it? There we go. So if we were to up this to say 50, that means it would be doing 50% damage, which means it should be doing between 2 and 3 damage to him. So if I hit, What? Why did it do so much? And now it doesn't know what it's doing. Okay. Well, that's a fun bug. Don't know what's going on there. Anyway, yeah, fairly, as I was saying with Next Fest, are there statistics to like show like how much it can increase wishlist counts? Because either way, I hope there's going to be a ton. I hope there's going to be a ton for you. I've joined smaller game jams like in 1 hour, 1 day, but not one that's a whole month. Yeah, the longer ones do make me a little bit nervous, but I'm still very excited for it. I'm excited to see what the theme is going to be, and then we'll see what happens in general. But yeah, the shorter ones I do feel like are just like a little bit more my level, my speed, just because again, it's like I like knowing that everybody else is very limited on their time. So I'm like, weekend game jams, 3-day game jams, things like that, I think they're a lot more fun because you know that there are still a couple of people out there that are going to spend the entire 24 or 72 hours you know, just working on that nonstop, and you know, and sometimes they do it way better because they spent way more time. But I feel like with those shorter game jams, you have a lot more of like an equal playing field versus when you have a whole month, you're still gonna have those people that have the opportunity to be able to work on it for 5, 6, 7 hours every single day. And they just kind of seem to get like way ahead of themselves. And anyway, so still fun though, still fun. I have no clue how well my game will perform in the fest. I feel like it could either get a ton of traction or not at all. Kind of nervous. Well, I've got my fingers crossed fairly that it's going to get a ton of traction. I hope so much that it like someone sees it and they share it in a community and then people just start flocking over there. I hope. I've got my fingers crossed for you. See, I have them in VMs. Oh, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I'm so excited and really nervous, but could I show some animations I've made? Absolutely you can. Absolutely. Yeah. If you've got any links to any of the animations you've got, 100%. I would love to see them. Better than whatever Microsoft does. Did you have to set compatibility mode? I use iOS's from archive. Let's see here. Both cases, Windows default partitioning schemes worked. Very nice. I did just a similar one. Let's see, I found an app called Expedia Streets. VMware, I thought you did on real hardware. Have you tried VirtualBox? There's some. I was just kind of messing around. Oh, yeah, let's take a look. Let us take a look. What do we got here? Ooh. Just pulling these up really quickly. Okay, all right. You know, I don't want to pull up something on here that would be problematic. So, yeah, let me get this on here. So yeah, so this one is called the Bile Titan. Looks absolutely fantastic. Oh my gosh. That looks fantastic. I love that. Not gonna lie, when I first was looking at it, I thought that maybe this was its face, and then the bile spat out, and I'm like, nope, that is not its face. Not at all. This one is the idle animation. Oh. Now that looks good. I like that cape blowing in the wind. Oh, the single red eye. That is super cool looking. Hey, look at that. I recognize that from your itch page. Fantastic. I like that salute. Oh my gosh. Wait, what is this one called? The ranged attack. Oh, very nice. I like that. Yeah, these are super good. I love these. Very nicely done. Yeah, that is a lot of frames of animation on these guys. Yeah, very nicely done. I love it. Yeah, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And the fact that those were just you messing around, that is impressive. That is very impressive. Yeah, very nicely done. Beautiful stuff. I wish that I was better at animation. I am not good. I'm not good at making like things flow well and feel good. So yeah, beautiful stuff. Apparently next fest, if you're above 2K wishlist, will at the minimum double it based on some statistics. Everyone on the first 2 days has equal visibility, so basically maximum chance of your game being shown to people. I'm hoping Jellyfields is intriguing enough for people to try it out. Very nervous. I'm nervous for you, and if I was right there right now, I would also be very nervous for myself. But I've got a good feeling about Jellyfields. I feel like it is going to be just the right kind of game to hit just the right demographic, that it's going to get shared around and people are just going to absolutely love it. So yeah, I've got my fingers crossed, but I feel like it's going to just go absolutely wild with the next fest. So yeah, keep us updated though. I would absolutely love to hear how well it does. So yeah, definitely let us know. Okay. That's right. So I don't know what was going on there with the amount. Because it's supposed to do. Oh, wait. I think I know what happened. Okay, never mind. I don't think it was actually an issue. I don't think that was actually an issue. So the health was at 5, right? The remaining health was at 5. It was supposed to be doing 50% damage. What? Cannot set property name of undefined. Excuse me? I don't know what that bug was. That was weird. Anyway, yeah, so for some reason I was calculating it weird in my head, because I was like, okay, so you know, I set it to 50%, so I was thinking, okay, it's gonna do 50% of 5 HP, which is between 2 and 3 HP, but no, it was supposed to be 50% of the max HP, which would have been 10, meaning 5 HP, which is 50% of 10. So if we come over here and we go to 670 whatever, and we change this from 2% to 50%. If you come over here and we go find a monster. There we go. Now, if he takes Thorns damage, it does 5 damage. Which worked out beautifully because he got a Blackjack. So there we go. So let's take a hit, and we'll take one more hit, and we'll take another hit. There we go. Should do 5 damage to him, kill him. Now, I do need to figure out what's going on here. Cannot read property X of undefined. So it's trying to reference an image that is no longer there. But I don't know what image that is that it's trying to reference. Something somewhere is trying to reference an image, and I do not know what. Actually, let's turn off, just so you can kind of see, let's turn off the full screen there. And let's come in here. Let's just see what's going on here. The SRD HUD maker cannot read property Y of undefined. Wait, is that the error? No, this is cannot read property X of undefined. Yes, that one's fine. So this one cannot read property X of undefined. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, it's giving a generic error that is occurring in the actual thing, but it's not. Yeah. So basically, the issue is, here's the issue. The issue is it is trying. There's something along here, something else probably in this event that is still trying to reference a specific image layer's X value, the X position, if you will, and it is referencing a layer that is not there anymore. So I think what we need to do, let's go over here to the player bust. I think the problem might be here is that I'm turning on dead monster, but I'm not turning off any of these switches or changing any of these variables. So I think it's looping back up here and trying to move images that can't be moved. So then we've got dead monster over here. Okay, so what if we do this? Let's move you down below right here. Is that going to fix things? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's refresh this until we get the spiked pauldron. There we go. Let's see here. Oh, I was gonna read some chat. Okay, there we go. Cameron says, no raids yet? Impossible. I know, that's kind of weird, actually. We usually have a handful of raids by now, so maybe I just need to, I need to start raiding more often. I feel like I've kind of fallen off on the raid train, and now because of that, the raid gods are no longer smiling upon us, so we definitely need to go in and raid at the end of this stream. Fairly says, I'm thinking of recording myself, checking in on it once or twice a day and document it so it can be helpful to others who haven't ever released a Steam game. That would actually be very useful, and also could be absolutely fantastic content. So it's a win-win, win-win right there. My idea is a top-down hack and slash type game, like Cold of the Lamb kinda, but pixel art. That would be really cool. I would play that one. I'd play it. Do other people in your on your group have other ideas though? And I know it's kind of hard to get good ideas before the theme is revealed, but you know, having a few ideas isn't a terrible idea. Let's see here. MVV box over on YouTube. Let's see here. So Jesse. Okay, so that was from before. Let's see, Ceci says, Kevin, I found you in the wild. Well, hello, Ceci, welcome. That is absolutely wild that you found me out here in the wild. Right here. Wait, was that like a recommendation? Because that would be wild if YouTube recommended. That would be absolutely wild. Either way, welcome. Glad you're here. Hopefully you're still here. I don't know if you would have gone by now, but yeah, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Hopefully you are doing well. I apologize that I need to text you. That's my bad. Life is just very busy, unfortunately. Okay, so if we increase the spike damage, the thorns damage, from 2%, I should just increase this while I'm doing this testing. Anyway, so let's increase this from 2% up to, not down to, up to 50%. All right, let's take a hit. Let's take another hit. There we go. So it does 5 damage to him, and then I take another hit. He should take 5 more damage. He dies. No errors. Okay, so it is because of the way the flow that everything was going. Should be good to go there. Awesome. Well, there we go. Yeah, thorns damage. Good times. Great times. Man, my itchy nose is gonna be the death of me tonight. I'm so sorry. Maybe I should like put some water on it or something. See if that helps. All right. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm glad that it's working. I am very glad that is working. It's so satisfying to like have them take damage when I take damage. Gone. I'm trying to decide. So there's a 20 frame wait. So it's about a third of a second that it's waiting. Ah, crap. I'm trying to decide if we keep that wait or get rid of it. Because it looks fine when I'm drawing more cards. So maybe what we'll do, this is probably overkill. I don't think we need to do this, but I'm doing it. So long as the monster's HP is greater than 0, add the wait time. When there's not, get rid of it. Let's get the spiked pauldron. Let's go find some monsters. There we go. Let's take a hit. Ah, crap! I forgot to up the spike damage, thorns damage. 670, whatever.
Thanks for the follow, Gary_Proper_Duck.
Gary Proper Duck, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome. Glad you're here. Hopefully you had an absolutely fantastic weekend. All right, so we're gonna say just do 100. No. We don't want that. We want 50. Let's just do 50%. Okay, let's take a hit. Let's take another hit. So that's it with the weight right there. So let's see what it's like without the weight at the end. That is way better. That is way better. I am so glad that I did that. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. So yeah, so there is a 1/3 of a second wait in between the monster getting hit before you then start drawing your cards again. But it gets rid of that wait completely when you go from actually that to killing the monster. So that feels way better. Yeah. Happy day. Happy day for all. All right. So that's that for the thorns damage. Now the dex saving throw. This one's going to be a little bit more tricky. I think. Maybe. We'll see. So I think we should just be able to copy that. Okay, let's see. So I think really it's just when you're trying to leave combat. Yeah. Yeah, just when you're trying to leave combat, that is where we need to actually get this going. So if we... I don't even remember where that is. Swift evasion skill check. Monster animations. Card draws / attack. So this one's the old one. We're going to be getting rid of that one. Player damage. I think that's also old. I think. Room decor animations, menu skill tree, orb animation, monster card draws, mini boss card draws. Okay. Saving throw. This is an old one though, because it is set to action button. All right. Saving throw, parallel process. Okay. So this is the actual saving throw. Does it still do the regular saving throw? I may need to, I don't know what I'm trying to get. I just need to leave combat and see what happens. It is going to be very broken. I already know that one. Okay. Oh my gosh. That is wild that I got 3 in a row. There we go. So if I try to leave combat, obviously it's going to be very broken looking because some of the cards just don't go away. Okay, so it is still that. So we do need to adjust this because we don't want this anymore, but jump here if skipped. I just want to make sure this is the actual one. So if I just turn that off, and then if I enter combat and try to leave, does it just freak out because there's nothing to do? Probably. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so it is still using this event. Cool. Well, that's good to know. We do need to update it. So this is the actual dice rolling animation. So it's saving dice, total value equals saving throw dice. Jump here if skipped. So this is setting it to be it's in dice 2-1. Okay. So what if we then just say so turns it on, roll dice amount, control variables 57, saving dice total value equals dice throw, saving throw dice. Okay. I think we just need to redo this thing altogether. Yeah, because basically I want to do the same dice throw as the tie. Draw a line. Old card mechanics. That one's not really doing anything anymore. That one's not doing anything anymore. This one's not doing anything anymore. Okay. So I guess it is this right here. Okay. Yeah, well, I guess we can just say goodbye to this whole dice throw animation and such. So just say if you are equal to that. Okay. Start at the top and just start going. Comment, we'll just split all the codes so we can just have stuff to copy and paste later. So for now, if we come over here to tie, probably just copy all of this. And we'll just sort it out as we go. Okay, so dice roll. Player wins equals 0. Okay. Loop. Load the dice images. Player wins +1. Dice dex roll. So we have the dice dex roll right here. Okay. So that's what we actually need. Oh, that's just loading the images. Okay, that's fair. I mean, we'll get rid of that eventually, but for now we'll keep it as is. Okay, so then 5 through 6, set it to 0. Player wins equals a random number between 1 and 20, so it just kind of randomly picks a starting number. So in show picture 134, dice roll 1. Dice roll 1 is this right here. We don't need to show this. Yeah, because this is the full thing. So let's say, let's pull this up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so basically we need, set this down to 25%. And we're going to swap out all of this with a single thing. I think I just leave that blank. Yeah, we can probably just leave that blank, because basically what I want to have down here is what you have to roll, what you need your dex to be to escape combat. And that is going to be determined by the monster that you're currently fighting's one of their stats. I can't remember which one it is. Enemies. Defense. Okay, yeah. So each monster is going to have a defense, and this is what you have to roll on your dexterity save throw to be able to get out of the combat. So I think I don't want this to be too much like what's that game? Baldur's Gate 3. But it might be a little bit like Baldur's Gate 3. That's fine. They have a good dice rolling system, so borrow from what works, right? That's what I always say. I said that once. Difficulty. Okay, there we go. Scoiled says, hello! Welcome, Scoiled. Welcome, glad you're here. How's life going for you? How was your weekend? Hopefully things went well. So we can... So if we center this, and then merge that down, fill that in. So this is where the variable will go. This is where the dice roll will go. Okay, so let's save this as dice roll. Let's call it dice roll 4. Yep, there we go. Ah, crap. 400%. Save this as dice roll 4. There we go. All right. So in here, so this shows the stuff, and then over here, we want to say show dice roll 4, and then this one shows dice 2 dash plus whatever the variable 5 is equal to, so 1 through 20. Now this loop is allowing you to choose what you want it to be, so we don't need any of that. So we can just say wait for like 30 frames, like half a second or something. And then play it out. Okay, so we rotate the picture. We move the picture. Player wins equals 0. Loop. Player win equals +1. Okay. Game screen dot picture 135. So angle. All right. All that should be fine. So that's just moving the thing. And bounce out, that moves it back down. Monster wins, that one is just rotating it again. Wait for 40 frames. And then this is checking to see if you win or lose. We can get rid of you. We can get rid of you. You. So then it waits for 40 frames once it lands. Let's wait for like 20 frames. Squirrel says, very well, great days. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear you've been having a good day. Very good, very good. Okay, so here's where we need to actually figure out what we're going to do at the end here. So let's come back over here. Page 5. I grab that equation. Come back down here. So we're going to wait for 20 frames, and then we're going to do this equation. Which basically we're just going to say we want to set... What variable are we using again? Variable 5? Yeah, variable 5. We're going to say set variable 5 to equal variable 5 minus math dot ceiling 68 so this is the So we want to reduce the total value. Do we want to reduce the rolled value or the total value? Because if we're reducing by like 10%, right? Just to keep the math simple. If we're reducing by 10% and you roll a 10, then it's going to reduce it by 1. But if you roll a 20, it's going to reduce it by 2. But if we are reducing it by 10% of the max value, which is 20, then it will reduce it by 2 every single time. I think we just want to reduce by the max value. So I think we want to say 20. So minus 20 times 673 divided by 100. So 673, come over here. 673 card hovering. We don't want that. We want thorns damage saving throw. So 675. So 675 divided by 100. So if we are doing 10, so if we want 10%, so it's 100 divided by 10, which then is 10%. So we're saying 20 times 10, 10, which turns it to 10% of 20, which would be a 2, so -2. Okay. All right, yeah, fair. Fairly says it's still so satisfying to watch you work, even if you're just fixing bugs. Thank you, Fairly. I appreciate that. I'm glad that it's satisfying to watch, because sometimes with the bugs, it can be very sad, very sad. So I'm glad that it is satisfying to watch. So thank you. All right. Yes, so the roll value, set the roll value to the roll value minus math ceiling 20 times 675 divided by 100. Okay. That should be correct. Turn off tie, turn off stand, exit event processing. Okay, so that is the end of the actual animation itself. So that it just launches the dice up, spins it around, and then it drops back down, and then it shows you what the number is. So then we need to... I think we're going to do this and this. So when you change that, we then want to say the scale of image 135. Set it to be like 80. 135 is 80. The scale of X and Y. We don't need to change the rotation angle, but we do need to change the image that's being shown to name being dice dex roll. No. This is what we need. Game screen.picture 135._name equals. Why do I have it that way? Whatever. Okay, so then we change the variable and then we change the image. And then we can no longer use this. So we do want to grab this guy. We'll just say 135. 1 X and Y 100 do this over the course of like 20 frames. This one's gonna wait for 60 and then turn off 23. Okay, let's just see what that looks like for now. It's not going to function 100% properly, but it should be all right. So if we come up here, let's go find some combat, and then we try to run from the combat. So it should pull up the dice. Okay. All right, very buggy, very buggy. Holy smokes. That's okay. Why do those disappear? Is there a switch it's turning on? This happens like right as it jumps in here. Right? So if we just add a weight right here. Fairly says, okay, so I guess the first 2 days give you max visibility, and then your visibility is based on the amount of wish lists you gain during those 2 days. Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. Well, yeah, fingers crossed those first 2 days go absolutely amazing then. I'm sure they're going to be. I'm sure they're going to be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed. Don't you worry, I've got them crossed. And this starts tomorrow, right? Is that when that's starting? Okay, so something very bizarre. Tomorrow at noon? Oof. Oof. It's coming up very soon. Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed for you. But it's gonna go absolutely fantastic. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's gonna be great. It's because 23 gets turned on. That might be it. That might be the case. So, let's check and see. Okay, you. Let me just unfull screen this so you can see what's going on. Okay, so what are the conditions here? So we need to see if there's anything relating to switch 23. Oh! And if 23 is equal to false. Well then, we want to get rid of that. Deleted. So then, if I try to... If I then try to leave, the 10 should stay. Which it does. Okay. So, we need to go through and get rid of that condition in all of those. Show, and then we will hide everything. Okay, so if 23 is equal to false, so we can get rid of that. Refresh. Down here with the 10 out of 10, I believe. Okay, so then 23 is false. Get rid of that. Refresh. So we've got the text 10, so that one's already good to go. This orb over on this side. 23 is equal to false. Let's get rid of that. Okay. You. Let's also get rid of all of that. Fresh. On 13. Let's change this. Get rid of this. 23. I don't remember why that was there, but it definitely shouldn't be there now. Fresh. I mean, it was there because of like the old animation, which was still janky as all get out. Fresh. 23. Refresh. I believe the last one is this one right here. Oh, geez. Value. All right, 23. Get rid of all that. Refresh. Okay. Now I should be able to try to leave. You know what I just realized, though? It doesn't really matter, because you're going to be leaving anyway, right? Because if you try to leave, if your dex save throw is successful, you leave without getting hurt. If you fail, you leave with getting hurt. Okay. Okay, that's correct. That is correct. Okay, that feels better. That feels way better. All right, so come in here. Let's just grab one of these. So now it should play the animation if I try to leave. So just pull up, roll the dice. I got a 4. I guess I probably need to get the actual spike pauldron, which will then reduce my dexterity saving throw by 10%. Okay. Is it actually reducing by 10% though? 670, whatever. Dex save throw minus 10. Cool. So if I try to leave, it should reduce. Yes, it should reduce it by 2 no matter what I roll. So we've got a 19. All right. So it definitely is doing something. Let's just say conditional branch, so long as the variable dex save throw percentage is greater than 0, then it actually does this thing. So long as you actually have something to reduce, then it can do that. Yeah, not too bad. Let's add a comment as well here. So we're just going to say reduce dex save throw with perk. Okay. So you're gonna, so the name equals dice 2. No. Yes. Yes. Okay. So you equal dice 2 dash and then plus game variables dot value 5. Yeah. So what if we here flash the screen? Because, you know, that's the best way to do this. So I just want to see, what is 5 worth now? So if I try to leave... Oh. Okay, well now we know that conditional branch works. All right, so let's grab the spike pauldron, and then let's try to leave combat. I can find combat. There we go. So I try to leave, it rolls, flashes the screen. Okay. This is if... Okay, so this is, so the dex save throw percentage is equal to -10. And in here, I'm telling it, if you are greater than 0 to do this. So we just need to say, so long as you are not equal to 0, because you could be positive or negative, right? This could be a positive or negative thing, because when it rolls the dice, and then when it does this, depending on the perk you have, because we could have another perk that actually increases your dex saving throw versus just decreasing it. So, yeah. Fred says I'm actually currently at 2100 wish list, so I've gained a decent bit the last 2 weeks. I will say you have. Yeah, I mean that's over 100, right? Over 100 in the past last 2 weeks. That is very impressive. That is very impressive stuff. I like that. Okay, so we need to actually change that equation. We need this one instead. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's throw that in there. All right. So basically, here's what we're doing. We're going to say set 5 to equal 5 plus game variables dot value. How did I make this thing work again? So it's 5. So set variable 5 to equal 5 plus 663. Now, what is variable 663? 663 is perk healing items modifier. Okay. So this is checking to see, so if the if the items modifier is greater than or equal to 0. So how am I going to convert this from? Yeah, how am I going to convert this? Game variables that set value 5 to equal 5 plus 663. Don't forget to carry the 2. That's true. I do need to carry the 2. So if you're greater than 0, so then math ceiling 5 plus that variable divided by 100, or else math floor 5 plus. Okay. So variable 5. So we're setting variable 5 to equal. Oh my gosh. Come on, brain. You can do it. You can do it, brain. You can do it. You literally did it over the weekend for the healing. Sure, it wasn't 10:30 at night, but still. So that variable plus 663. Is this where the variable 670 whatever? 674? 675. Yeah, because we're wanting to say if 675 is greater than 0, then we want to say math ceiling 675 no, because the 5 needs to be the value plus, because this is the actual percentage. So we want to say 675 divided by 100. So we're saying set variable 5 to equal 5 plus 6. So if 675 is greater than or equal to 0, then that means that it needs to be math.ceiling game variables of value 5 plus 675 divided by 100, else game variables value 5 minus 675 divided by 100. I think that's right. I think so. We'll find out. We will find out. And it's because it's 6-7 and it's rotting your brain, but you can push through. I gotta push through. I gotta push through. I can't just say that none of the 670 variables can't be used anymore. I just gotta push through. It's gotta happen. All right, Spike Pauldron. There we go. So we now want to say, so if I try to leave, so it rolls the dice, flashes the screen. So we're currently at 6. So variable 5 is equal to 12. Why are you equal to 12? You say 6. You say you're supposed to be 6. So why are you 12? What? Set 5 to a random number between 1 and 20. So then down here, picture easing, bounce out. So then the loop 5 is going to be equal to 1 through 20. Set that. Okay. I don't know what this one is though. So if player wins, so if variable 5 is greater than or equal to 6, player wins equals 0, and then monster wins plus 1. Oh, okay. I don't know why it's telling it to be set to 0, but all right. Yeah, that's some very weird stuff. So this is the dice going up. Variable 5. Huh. I love the new perk card graphics and stuff. They make me want to get them fairly. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is it's what I'm going for. I want them to be fun and exciting. So I'm glad that they are being fun and exciting. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm trying to figure out why I'm doing it this way, because like I copied and pasted this and it's obviously working in the other one, but for some reason it's not. This does not make any sense, because we're using variable player wins to equal a random number between 1 and 20, right? It just starts the dice at a random number. So this is changing the graphics of it, or this shows the graphic and then that shows the dice plus, okay, 5. So it waits for half a second, and this is actually doing stuff. So then it changes the easing for image layer 135 to be court out. And then we commented out the rotate picture. Yes, we should definitely comment out rotate picture. And then we move the picture up. We're changing the Y position so it moves up. And then this is control variables 5 equals 0. We do not want that to equal 0. I think we want 6. So we want variable 6 to equal 0. And then add 1 to 6. There we go. So then get rid of the rotation. Okay, so then show image layer 135, set their name to dice dex roll plus. Sure, 5. No, 6. There we go. So we wait for 3 frames, and then game screen dot picture 135 dot underscore y equals 360 minus 120, then break the loop. And then if monster wins is greater than or equal to 6, then set it to be equal to 0. That's the actual rotation of the dice. Okay. That's the actual movement of the picture. Then we're just saying set that to equal 0. Okay, then we jump into another loop. So we're saying set 5. So player wins. So set variable player wins to equal a random number between 1 and 20. So that is as it hits the ground. And then we don't want to rotate the picture. Okay. Equal to 5. So then if monster wins is greater than or equal to 6. Then set U to be equal to 0. And then monster wins plus 1. I don't understand why I would do that. Huh. I don't know. Sir Drapey6969 says, hello. Welcome, Sir Drapey. Welcome. How you doing? How's life? How was your weekend? Do anything fun or exciting? Then player wins +1. We don't need that. You're just there. Okay, that's a rotation angle. We can get rid of you. Plus... It says dice dex roll +6. Someone gift like 50 subs so I get one and don't get ads anymore. Oh, Fairly, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Although there are only 13 people on Twitch watching right now. So, honestly, your chances are pretty good if someone were to gift like 10. Probably. Little less likely over on YouTube, but still. Likely. Just trying to make sure that I'm doing this one correctly. Instead of perk dex saving throw equal to 0. Okay, I think. Whoops. Gotta refresh that. What is that going to do to the animation? That's the real question. So if I try to leave 7, okay, so it says that it's 7. Player wins is equal to 14. What? What is happening? What? Why is it doing these weird things? Okay, so there's the weight. It shouldn't be adjusting. So what if we say so right before all of this happens, what if we just say script, set it to be equal to that. What the?
Welcome Zedashaw and your 40 amazing audience members.
Zedashaw, thank you so much for that raid. I appreciate that. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Glad you're here. Let's see, Common Dirt says, yo, welcome, glad you're here. DW Rotten says, Z.A. Shaw raid, absolutely fantastic. Fairly says, big raid. Z.A. Shaw says, I had to speed raid to rescue everyone from the ads. That is always very important. Got to speed raid, got to make sure you keep people away from the ads. Well, welcome, glad you're here. How'd your stream go? Hopefully everything went well for you. And also, if you got a raid and run, totally understandable if you gotta. I know that after a long stream, sometimes raiding and running is it's gotta happen. So if that's gotta happen, no worries at all. Mine went really well. Good to hear. Anything you want to share, anything like that, would absolutely love to hear what you got going on, what you were working on, and all that fun stuff. For anybody new here, first of all, welcome. My name is Moonwood Games. We're working on a retro style dungeon crawling roguelike RPG where the combat is blackjack. So yeah, as of right now, we are working on a perk card system to try and, you know, make it so you can kind of mix up your runs a little bit. So things like, you know, if you were to pick this Fairly's Fantastic Scroll, it would heal you by siphoning enemy health when you kill monsters. However, other healing items will become less effective. So
thanks for the follow, R0MD0S.
Thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. Ramdas, I believe, is the way to pronounce your name. If not, I am so sorry if I completely butchered it. But anyway, yeah. So just little things to kind of mix up your run. Like this guy, for example, will increase your elemental damage by 5%, but you will also lose 15% of your max HP. So all that fun stuff. So as of right now, the current thing that we're working on right here is this spiked pauldron, which adds 2% spike damage to yourself. So anytime you take damage, you then deal damage to the monster. But that is currently working. The thing that we are working to actually get working is reduces dexterity saving throws by 10%. So the reason why you need dexterity saving throws, I just threw my mouse across my desk. So the reason why you would need a dexterity saving throw is because in combat, if you enter combat, let me just jump in here. There we go. So in combat, if you were to try and leave without actually killing the monster, you would then have to do a dexterity saving throw. And if you fail your dexterity saving throw, you will take damage as you leave. The monster gets an opportunity of attack. But if you have a successful dexterity saving throw, then you will be able to get out of there without taking any damage. So as of right now, we are trying to get that working, and it is running into a few issues as of right now, but we're slowly but surely getting there. So yes, that's kind of what we're working on, is just this game right here called Tomb of Vercilias. If it seems like something you'd be interested in, if nothing else, following, or it is also available on Steam to wishlist if you would like to go wishlist it over on Steam. And yeah, that's what we got going on here. So again, Zed, thank you so much for that raid. I do appreciate that. And yeah, so thank you. Where you're from? I am from the United States, so I live in Utah in the United States, and yeah, it's a good time. What about you? Where you from? See, Commodore says, is this Pico 8? It is not.
Thanks
so
for the follow, John Doe 01.
Thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. So this is not Pico 8. This is actually RPG Maker MV. If you've ever used RPG Maker, it can do things. It's I don't know if I would recommend using it to make a game like this, but it's still a good time. Still an absolute blast of a time. I'm having a good time with it anyway. So, but yeah, so if you are familiar with RPG Maker, hopefully you'll look at this and be like, what? Because that's my goal. My goal is to make people go, what? When they see this is made in RPG Maker. So yeah, good times. But I am going for that retro vibe and feel. So Pico 8 is completely understandable. RPG feat maker women. I mean, that is what it's known for, if I'm being completely honest. See, John says, and you have the voice, brother, to narrate and stuff. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I try to make it not unbearable to listen to. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let's see what happens. We've made some changes. Who knows? Maybe it'll go well. So let's try to leave. So we get the roll. It says it's an 8. Let's check on the variable and see what the variable is. The variable is currently equal to 16. Why? But then after, I don't understand. I do not understand why it is doing that. Very bizarre stuff. Anyway, this is the fun we're having. So. See, DW Run says, nice, sounds fun. I'm from Florida, kind of working on ripping Firebase out of PTSV2. Written in Go. That sounds like an absolute blast of a time. And yeah, hopefully things over in Florida are going well for you. I haven't really heard much lately, so hopefully the weather's nice over in Florida. Fairly says, speaking of that, Moon, I did want to contact you about a little silly voiceover thing. Oh, really? Well, I would be very happy to hear what you got going on. So yeah, shoot me a message, and I promise that I will respond to it. And if you have currently said, if anyone else has sent me a DM, I promise I'm going to respond to those too. So it's going to happen. Yeah, absolutely, Fairly. I would love to hear about it. So why? Because this should show whatever that variable is currently set to. So let's copy this before I do anything here. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. I think I do know what's going on. I think I do know what's going on. So let's grab the spike pauldron. And then let's go find a monster. Then we leave. We get the dice roll, 20. It flashes. Now, is it actually 20? It is. It is 20. All right, cool. So that is showing the correct number. So I think the problem is... Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, all right. So the issue then is by my own making, obviously. So this guy right here. So, yeah. Let's see what's going on here. Let us see what's going on. It's been nice lately, warming up since we have had that cold freeze come through. Yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. Yeah, it's I feel like it's been a very weird winter just across the entire United States, honestly. Like here in Utah, it is usually very cold and very snowy here. It's been very warm and very not snowy. It like literally snowed for the first time this entire winter, like last week. And then today it was like 60 degrees outside and sunny and just beautiful. And I'm like, I don't know. Very weird, but I'm glad that it is warming up over there in Florida for you. Yeah, not fun to live in Florida and then have to deal with a winter snap. So yay. It went from 70 to 20 in a day here in Missouri. Oof. Yeah, that's rough. That is rough. At least here when it snowed, it took time to cool down, right? Because like we were reaching like mid 60s and for a while, and then it was over the course of like a couple days, it like slowly went back down, and then it dumped snow and then dropped a bit more. But yeah, that to go from 70 to 20 in a day is not fun. Getting snow flurries in Florida is def wild. Yeah, I would probably be like, all right, what is on fire if I saw snow in Florida? Not great. Well, hopefully it does not last too much longer, and hopefully it'll just get nice and warm, and it'll be a thing of the past. You won't even remember it. So this is where we're going wrong here. So we're saying game variables.set value for variable 5 to equal variable 5. So we're just saying set the variable to equal plus 675. Okay. I do want to make it, because there are going to be some perks, because some perks are going to reduce the dex saving throw, and other perks are going to increase the dex saving throw. So I do need to have it checked to see whether it's increasing or decreasing. That does need to be in here. I'm telling you, that darn 6-7 is the problem. It really is. It really is that blasted 675. Maybe I should start saying 675. That way it'll just make us a little bit more safe and just distance ourselves just a little bit more. So it's not 675, it's 675. That's got to be it. It's got to be it. So, okay, I just need to double check and just see, what was I doing? Because this whole thing is just, it's sad that I can't look at my own work and be like, wait, what was this again? What was this doing? Okay, so down here, what do we got going on here? So we are saying, so we replace 50 with the 5 plus 663. Now, what is variable 663? 663 is the perk healing items modifier. Okay. So we're checking the right thing, because this is the perk modifier. So we're checking perk modifier 675. 675. 675 is the perk dex saving throw percentage, which would be equal to -10. Okay. So we're basically just saying if this variable is greater than or equal to 0, which means it is adding to, then we're saying math ceiling game variables.value 5 plus game variables.value 675 divided by 100. Because that is converting this to a percentage, right? So we're telling it to round up to the nearest whole number for variable 5 plus 675 divided by 100. So let's just say, for example, variable 5, let's say we rolled a 15. And then we're saying plus, and then you would be 10 divided by 100. So that would be so 15 plus 10 divided by 100 equals 15.1. Is that right? Variable is, so we're setting, so it equals 5. But no, we don't want to say that. So we're saying we're setting it to the variable 5. We want this to be 20, right? Because 20 is the max value, so we're rolling a d20. So it's 20 plus no, yeah. No. Because, okay, all right. So 5 was the default value. So that was the healing potion equation that I'm kind of just like copying and pasting this from to try to remember how I was doing this. So we don't need that. We just need to say math ceiling $675, which would be equal to -10 divided by 100 which would be 10%. That would be a okay, all right. So then if we come over here, we basically just need to say floor 5 minus 675. But what if we get rid of that? Okay. So what about that? Maybe? Let's see what happens. Let's get the spiked pauldron. Uh, 25 divided by 100 is 0.25. True. Yeah, and so basically the way that we're what I'm trying to get working, if I can get a freak, there we go. So this spiked pauldron is supposed to reduce your dexterity saving throw by 10%. So basically we're doing 10 divided by 100, which would be the 1. Yeah. Which I think would be correct, because if I try to leave, so it should roll the dice, so 6. So now we should be reducing 6 by 10% of 20, or 2, which means it should reduce it down to 4. So as of right now, it is equal to 6. Reduces it to 5. Okay. Let me just check really quick. So 675 is equal to -10. Okay. So what if, just for kicks and giggles, what if we set you to be -50? So that should reduce it by 5. All right, everything's gonna look a little bit messed up, but it's fine. It's fine. Just don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. All right. Okay. Kind of freaked out a little bit there, but that's fine. So this should be currently setting it to -50%, which -50, so 50% of a D20 would be 10. Yeah, 10. So it should subtract this by 10. So we get a 16, which we should be at a 16. Okay, it is currently equal to a 16, and it drops it down to a 15. Okay, so it's just subtracting it by 1. Why? I mean, at least it's doing something now. So that's good. Okay, so we're saying game variables.set value. Set variable 5 to equal plus 675. And then we're basically saying if 675 is greater than or equal to 0, then round up to the nearest whole number. I think we do need this variable. Yeah, so we're just saying plus if 675 is greater than or equal to 0, then round up to game variables.value 5 plus wait, whoops. That is not what I meant to do. That is not what I meant to do. So let's come over here. Let's grab that. There we go. Yeah, so round up game variables.value 5 plus u divided by 100. Okay. Else, round down game variables dot value 5 minus game variables dot value 675 divided by 100, and I think I need another parenthesis right there at the very end. Where's the closing parentheses at the end of all that? It's all the way over there, all the way over at the end. The script editor in RPG Maker is not exactly ideal for writing long strings of JavaScript, unfortunately. I really wish they made the box slightly larger, but oh well, it is what it is. And I just want to make sure. So we got 1 2 1 2 3 2 3 4 3 4 5 4 3 4 5 4 3 5 6 5 4 3 2 1 0. I think. I guess we'll see if we get a error message saying that there are one too many or not enough parentheses. We'll find out. We'll find out with the error messages. All right, come on. Give me a lucky draw. There we go. Spiked Pauldron. Let's equip that. Let's go find combat. There we go. Okay, so if I leave... Is it stuck in a loop? So 5 is equal to 7. 7. 7. 7. Okay. All right. I don't know what was going on there. I'll have to figure that one out later. Let's go find some combat. And if I try to leave... All right. Yep. Don't know what that was. Dang it! Missing our after arguments list. I swear I counted. I swear I counted. All right, let's count again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Said that it was missing though. So that's what kind of makes me a little bit worried. Let's just add another flash right here. So that way we'll know if it flashes once and then errors out, it is an issue there. And then if it flashes twice and then errors out later, then we'll know it's an issue slightly later on. Okay, there's combat. Let's leave. We get a flash and then missing. Okay. Did I get rid of it somewhere else in there then? I may have gotten rid of it somewhere else in there. That may be my bad. Let's see. Cedric Keela Ian 1616 over on YouTube says, when I saw Roguelike and Blackjack, I clicked the stream immediately. Well, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. I apologize that we are working on some bugs right now, but hopefully should be a good time. Yeah, how was your weekend? How'd everything go for you? Did you do anything fun or exciting? So maybe the problem is not necessarily at the very end here, but rather elsewhere. So we got you. Okay. Spoiled with the bread. Gotta love the bread. Yes, then we open. So do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So we've got... Yeah, wait. Okay, so then you open, close, open, close. So you're here. So then you would be over to here. Okay. So you're here. You're to there. So I think the problem is actually I need another parenthesis here with one less at the end. I think. Again, writing pure JavaScript in RPG Maker is not the best thing in the world, but All right, let's get the Spiked Pauldron. Let's test this out. See, Cedric says, at office work right now, just want someone to work along with, hearing this while working. Well, I do appreciate it. I'm glad that you would want me as your background noise, so thank you. I do appreciate that, and hopefully work is going well for you. I hope so. So we roll, flash. Okay. Also making something like that at the moment, roguelike gambling game. Ooh, that's even more exciting. How's yours coming along? Is it coming along well, or is it, are you like in the beginning stages, or how are things looking for it? So you tried to show dice 2-40. Okay. Why? Why would you try to show image 2-40? Because like obviously it's something going on here, right? Oh boy. Okay, delete that. Delete. We're coming over here. We're just gonna say set variable 5 to equal variable 5 minus math ceiling, so round up. So that is lowest and then highest. So we're rounding up to 20 times 675 divided by 100. Pretty sure. Okay. So with that, I think. Okay, Spike Pauldron. Let's go test and see. Let's go find some combat. There we go. So if we try to run, it should flip 16, 18. Okay. Dang it. I mean, that is... It's more correct than we have been, but we do not want to subtract because you are a negative number, so we want to add. We want to add the negative number. Yeah. Yeah. So, Spike Pauldron, here we go. So now if we try to run from you, then depending on what we roll, so we're at a 1. Of course, the one that I knew would actually bug the system. Hey, look at that. And now another bug. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is just a good time, isn't it? Okay, Spike Pauldron, let me in. Now let's go find combat. Crap. There we go. Okay. Sure. There we go. Okay. Now if I try to leave, we should roll the dice. We got an 8 minus 2, which is a 6. Okay. I think that should be correct. So then, let's just say for kicks and giggles, because, you know, what if we were to swap it, and instead of this being a negative thing, this is now going to add 10%, which means it should be a positive, meaning if you were to have the Spike Pauldron equipped, this would be adding 10% to your dice roll. So we should add 2 instead. Let's see what happens. So if I roll the dice, we get a 16 plus 2, which is an 18. Yes! All right, there we go. That is what I like to see. I hope you didn't do your taxes with JavaScript this year. I did not do them with JavaScript.
Dog wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
We got chest benders, huh? Good old chest benders, Mathra. Welcome, Mathra. Welcome. Glad you're here.
Mathra Dog wants Moonman to do 10
we're going for the triple threat.
curls.
Oh, we're going for the triple threat. We're going for the triple threat right here.
Mathra Dog just redeemed Streech.
Well, I guess we got to do the triple threat. Holy Trinity. It is the Holy Trinity right there. Okay, so yeah. So aside from it still kind of looking a little bit buggy, though, I think we're making progress. I think we're making progress. Because now we can then go into combat. If I can find combat. Let's just play a little whack-a-mole. Oh my gosh. Why are there so many freaking puzzles now? There we go. Okay. So if I were to run, I still need to have it show the difficulty. So we get 10. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Well, yeah. So aside from making sure that it actually erases the cards, we're making progress. We're making progress. So yeah, so I think that Mathra's also gauntlets, though those ones are already done. So I'm pretty sure that the spiked pauldron, wherever it is, there we go. It should be good to go now. So it will add 2% spike damage to yourself, and it will reduce dexterity saving throws by 10%. So yeah. Not bad, not bad. Making progress, making progress. You take some progress and you put it in a pancake. Making progress. That's what we're gonna make. Making progress. Stretch triple deluxe right here. All right, everybody. Well, since Mathra has redeemed these, let's do some chest benders, some bicep curls, and some stretching. Let's crank the jams. Some good old Zelda jams, and let's do some stuff. Yeah, here we go. Oh my gosh. All right, we got 10 on the clock, everybody. Count them with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oof.
Thanks for the follow, Droden _.
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, here we go. 10 chest benders. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Oh man, and now for some stretching. Here we go. Oh, let's go to the right this time. And to the left. And backwards. Oh, that feels good. Oh, thank you for that, Mathra. I appreciate that. Thank you. Whew, now I gotta catch my breath. Whew. I am almost out of water. Okay, so, yeah, making progress. Let's do... I guess what we can do is we can finish up the...
The card's going away. Hey, there we go. In a helium voice. That's what we can do. Helium voice making the cards go away. Helium voice making the cards go away.
That's exactly what we're going to do. Oh, let's see here. Okay, so I think we just need to grab the end of all of this. So jump here if skipped. Move pictures. Okay, the dex value, failed saving throw. So on failed saving throw, turn on player being damaged. Turn on failed dex save. I've not been around much, so I need to disrupt the stream as much as I can. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. For the little bit you are here, you got to make sure you make a name for yourself. Okay. So yeah, so we can turn on player being damaged. And then we erase pictures, Move pictures. Monster attack opportunity, turn off. Change variables. Turn off spawn monster. Okay. All right, let's take that. We're going to come up here to the top. So you erase those pictures. And then we just want to check and see. So a 57, so variable 57, which is saving dice total value. I don't think we need to reference that. So we're just adjusting variable 5. So we're just going to say if variable 5 is less than variable 69. Nice. Variable 69 is the monster's AC. So yeah, so variable 5 is less than 69. Then failed save throw. Then we turn on player being damaged. But I don't think we just want to turn that on. I think we want to come over here, player bust. Player death. Okay, so I think we just want that, and then the player HP. I think we probably just want all of this, yeah? So we also need to adjust all these variables, set the blackjacks, turn off. Yeah. Okay, so we actually want this loop through here. Yeah. Okay. So down here, I think we can just get rid of all of this now. Makes me nervous though. So if you failed the save throw, then this is where we want to throw in all of this stuff. So we turn on player being damaged. We don't want to do that though. Failed deck save. We don't want to turn that on. Monster attack H1 and clear. So we don't need you. We don't need you. We just want to say cut that. Here's the loop. We can throw that there. So yes, we reduce the player's HP based off of the monster's attack. We can keep that. Oh, that's the thorns damage. Do we want to take thorns damage into account? Yes and no. There's kind of a part of me that wants to, because basically what could happen is if the monster has 1 HP left and you have both thorns damage, well, just if you have thorns damage in general, if the monster has 1 HP left and you have thorns damage, if you run but fail your dex save throw and the monster attacks you, do we want it to then attack the monster and kill them? For now, I'm going to say no. We may add that back. It just seems like an extra layer of complication. So we're setting 81 and 82 to be equal to 0. What is 81 and 82? Ah, the monster's card draw. Okay, all right. Yeah, we could leave that there, I suppose. So we flash the screen red. So then if the player's HP is less than or equal to 0, then we do player death. Death screen. Location reload. If the monster's HP is less than or equal to 0, set it. Okay, then wait. Okay. Okay. So now we need to come over here. What actually removes the cards? Is it just this right here? Remove player hand 1. Remove player hand 2. So I think we'll take those. So whether you fail the saving throw or not, it should do all of this stuff. So we get rid of player hand 1, player hand 2, and then over here we want to get rid of the monster's hand. Then turn that off. Okay. Let's see what happens. Spike Pauldron, let's go find a battle. Okay, if I leave... Okay, we got rid of some things, but not everything. Is it because over here, cards to move equals cards drawn? Okay, that would be why. So down here, so right before the loop, do that. Right before the loop, do that. Okay. The other thing is we need to get rid of all of the combat UI. Let's see here. Mather says, I mean, I think I made a name for myself by giving you a hard time about switching the day and game mechanic. That's a good point, Mathra. That is a really great point. Dazu says, hey, Moon Man. Hello, Dazu. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Hopefully well. Hopefully you're doing well. Okay, so where is... Card decks, button hit, button... Okay. So 28, 29, 30, 31. 28, 29, 30, 31. I must feel like I want all of this. Yeah? Sure. Might as well. So moves all of that. We're gonna throw this here. Okay, does that remove everything now? Spike Pauldron. Okay, if we leave combat. Cannot read property X of undefined. So it's trying to move something that doesn't exist. Cards to move equals cards drawn. Uh-huh. All right, let's move all of this down to the very edge here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's try to... Okay, of course, you got a blackjack. And now let's try to leave. Okay, so it's still trying to move something that doesn't exist. So move the player's hand. I'm assuming it would have moved the player 2's hand. Ah, ha 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 ha. So let me just check. So if the monster bust... Monster cards drawn -1. So player bust. Remove player hand 1. Remove player hand 2. Monster tag H1 clear hands. Or clear cards. Just says I gotta head off to bed for the night. I want to keep coding alongside you, but I keep staying up until 7 a.m. I should stop while I'm at a good point. Probably for the best. Probably for the best. Jesse, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you in a future stream here soon. And good luck. I hope that things get a little bit less stressful and crazy for you. I hope. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I do appreciate you being here. And yeah, good luck to you. Good luck to you, sir. So, monster cards drawn, which is variable 81. Is 81 just getting erased too early on? Maybe. Oh. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so we need to cut that and move this all the way down here to the bottom. There we go. All right. That makes way more sense. I was like, what is actually making this thing freak out? It was that. It's because it was at 0. And so it was trying to move image 0, which did not exist. So if I try to leave, 10 down to 8, card should go away. These are still here for some reason. What? Okay. We've got to turn off some self switches here. Okay, so we've got to turn off self switch A and B of event 35. Man. We're just going along great. So 35 A to false and B to false. All right. That should actually get rid of those images. I hope. Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay, so if I try to leave, should roll the dice. Okay, so it's a little janky, because if I come in here, well, first of all, the 1x damage, you need to not go away when 23 is false. Okay, so if I try to leave, rolls the dice, 8, it immediately flashes. I think it's because I don't know. Somewhere in here, there's something that's not waiting. That's more of just like a visual thing, though. So it's like not the end of the world. So if I have the spiked pauldron, it works just fine, right? Like there's a short delay between it rolling and doing its thing. Yeah. Okay, so if I try to leave, 19, 17, I won. Okay. All right. All right. So next then is when this pulls up, how quickly does it show? Seems like pretty quickly. So if switch 23 is on, let's actually do this. I want to say, let's just add like weights here. And then we want to say, dang it. I was hoping that was in the right spot. Apparently not. Ah, it's right there. Okay. Okay, then we want the monster AC, which is variable 69. Nice. Nice. Okay, so if I try to leave, should pull that up. So then we want to say, let's just grab this, copy, paste. You are going to be game variables value 69. Fresh. Okay. You're going to be the left aligned. The width of 80, I guess. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks about right. Difficulty 10. Okay. Let's get rid of those weights. All right. So that means now, if I... Whoop. There we go. Trying to turn on full screen again. Okay, so that means if I come over here and I come into combat. Oh, balls. Whoops. Let's go with that 10. So you are, if game switches. What switch was it again? 23. If 23 is not going to work now, though. So there's like I guess there's just a slight delay. Yeah, never mind. It's just such a small delay. You're not really going to notice. So this is if switch 23 is equal to true. There we go. That goes away. So now if we try to leave, it should pop up. Okay, so it pops up just a little bit too soon, but... No, I need to fix it. Because it does pop up just too soon. Like, it pops up just right before. And then it lasts a little while after. Dang, dangy dang. All right. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just do one called show difficulty num. Yeah, 169. Nice. Turn on 169, and then down here at the bottom, when it goes to erase image layer 134. Erase 134. Let's also then come in here and turn off 169. Okay, so that means all we should need to do, come over here, show everything, and then change this condition from 23 to 169, refresh. Okay, and then we go find this guy, and then if I try to leave, it should pop up right as everything else pops up. Okay, I don't know what that error was. I don't know why it stopped. Why it got stuck in a loop, maybe? Something. If I try to leave, it rolls. I got a 10. Meet it, beat it. Okay. Then I can come back in. I can try to leave again. I got a 12. I win. 10. 10. I'm trying to see if I can get it to where it doesn't win. There we go. 5. I take damage, and then I leave. Okay. I do think there's probably room for like some timing adjustments, you know, make things maybe a little bit faster, a little bit slower, that kind of stuff. But I think for the most part, I think it feels pretty good. I do think that feels pretty good. All right, cool. Well, you can finally run from combat now again. And yeah, and if you are wearing the spiked pauldron, it will reduce your dexterity saving throw up by 10%. So if you enter combat and you try to run and leave, this will do a negative toward the dice roll. So if we roll this and then we get a 5, it'll go down to a 3. Yeah. Dark days indeed. But you can always come back from the ashes, and you can play a good hand. And if we stand on a 17, of course. All right. Stand on a 14. Nope. Hit on a 14. Stand on a 16. Dang it. Oh wait, no, he busted. Okay, woo, we're good. All right, so I've got a 16. Let's double down on a 16. That was a stupid thing for me to have done. We are going to hit on the soft 13, stand on the soft 20. All right, we just got one more. Hit 21. There we go. Fantastic. It's feeling good. I am so happy. Slowly but surely, we are getting the bugs worked out here. Every time that a new bug gets destroyed, it makes me very happy. And then like 3 or 4 more pop up in its place, and I'm like, ah, crap. Oh well. Oh well. Anywho, cool. Well, hold up. Oh, wait. It's because there was a monster here, but then there's still okay. All right, never mind. I was like, why? Yes, now we can properly enter combat, run from combat, and have the pauldron actually do its thing. And, you know, the dice roll in general. Hey, there we go, blackjack. Yeah, blackjacks are not working for some reason right now. I don't know why. I don't know why they're not working. We're going to figure that out. But I think we're probably going to call it there. It's definitely getting a little later, and yeah, I am very tired. But we got some good stuff done with Spike Pauldron. I am very happy that we have that working, and that we also got the new dice rolling, the dex save throw working. That is a huge undertaking, and I'm glad we got it working. So I'm glad that is good to go there. I'm also glad that we can do both positive and negatives toward the dex saving throw, because that means we could have another card somewhere in here that will actually increase your dex saving throw rolls, and yeah, it'll allow you to hopefully escape from combat a little bit more regularly. You know, obviously, you know, there will be some monsters with much higher defense. So if we were to raise, you know, these up to 18 and 18, it should pull in that information so that if we then, you know, come over here and if we enter combat and if we try to leave, the difficulty number should go up to 18, which does. Awesome. And if we don't get at least an 18, then we lose. It feels good. Feels good. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, I'm very tired. I think I'm going to go get some rest, but I hope everyone has an absolutely fantastic rest of your evenings or mornings, days, wherever it may be in this world. Don't do it, Moon Man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Devious Oatmeal. It's so late and my brain is so fried. It's a fried brain. It's a fried brain on rye. I see how it is. I don't mean to do this to you. I'm so sorry. But my brain cannot take anymore. It's shot. It's shot put. Triput. Shot. Yeah. You can go back and watch the replay though. No. Get your sleep. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I promise though. Tuesday. We'll go later. I did start early tonight. So now I'm ending early tonight because I'm so tired. But Tuesday I will be here the full time. I promise. Have a good one. Thank you, Devious Oatmeal. I hope you do as well. Action Myth Games, thank you for being here. Dazu, Scoiled, I do appreciate you being here all the way up until the end. For everybody else who's still here and just listening in, I do appreciate you. So yeah, I hope that everyone has an absolutely fantastic rest of your evenings or mornings or days, wherever it may be in this world. And yeah, we will see you in the next one on Tuesday. So until then, good luck, take care, and we'll see you then. Goodbye.